Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado Football. Tonight, from venerable Kemp Memorial Stadium, the Red Tornadoes have traveled down 61 to meet the Indians in the longest-running football trophy game in the state of Pennsylvania, the annual Coal Bucket Tussle. I'm Warren Altamore, along with my partner Wayne Brokenshire, here to bring you all the action tonight from Kemp. And this promises to be as good as it always is, Wayne.
Oh, yeah, you bet. Take a look at the field. They really trimmed the field. They watered it down really good the last couple of weeks with this heat and everything. You know, they didn't want any burn marks on it, but it looks fantastic. Great night for football. A little warm, but as the nights go, this last week gets a little bit cooler, and that's better for the kids playing football with all the uniforms, with the uniform and pads on. Looking at this game again, you are right. This is every year the game of games. It doesn't matter to me. We play Southern, we play some other teams. They play Southern rivalries. There is no rivalry like the Indians against the Tornadoes, year in and year out. And again, this Coal Bucket has been going back and forth since 1952. Now, that's definitely not the first time that these teams have started playing.
Right.
It was early on. I think back in the 1890s they started playing, but the Coal Bucket's been going back and forth since then. Great atmosphere tonight. Both sides really jacked up here for this game. What's really nice, and you look across, you see all purple, you see all red, and it's always great to see those two colors out on the field.
Yep, now if you need any other reasons other than the Coal Bucket, there's a million of them in this game, believe me. You got two teams coming in here. The Shamokin area Indians come in 0-3, and how unusual is that for them to come into the Coal Bucket game 0-3. The Red Tornadoes come in 1-2. Now, a lot of times that'll happen, and you'll say that a team comes off a loss last week, and a tough loss, and one that, they're building on. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it, folks. Both teams come off demoralizing losses they cannot explain, they couldn't explain, and they admitted that they couldn't. Neither one of them should have lost a football game last week in the fashion that they did, and they managed to anyway. So it's going to be now a case of, which one of these teams is able to recover from that bad of a loss that they had last week and get into this game. If you're an Indian, it's been 11 years that you've been looking at that empty space in your trophy case where the Coal Bucket should go. So there's, if you need any kind of reason to be playing football tonight, there it is right there. What else will you need there? Again, 0-3, as I said, for the Indians. So let's look at this game, and we can pretty safely say if they walk out of this game with a loss, they're pretty much done for the playoffs this season. So that's going to be taken off the board. So they got a lot to play for tonight. And obviously, you're 0-3, and a team like with the kind of tradition and pride that the Indians have, they absolutely do not want this to go any further. The Red Tornadoes on the other side of the ball come in 1-2, as I said. A pretty tough loss last week against another backyard rivalry, the Southern Columbia Tigers. And unfortunately for the Red Tornadoes, win or lose tonight, the next week they meet the vaunted Bloomsburg Panthers, one of the top teams that they'll see this year. So it doesn't get any easier for the Red Tornadoes, so they dearly need a win tonight here also. So if you needed any other reasons, there's a million of them here. But let's just stick with this one. It's the Coal Bucket, folks. You all know what it's like. This is the greatest high school rivalry game in the state of Pennsylvania, and you're here seeing it right now. A big crowd, as Wayne said, a beautiful night. Couldn't be better to play football, and we are getting ready to tee this thing off, and we'll see what these teams bring, what the coaches were thinking this week, and how they want to win this game. Colin Menepace, number 88 for the Red Tornadoes, getting ready to kick off for the Red Tornadoes.
30, Matt Marcheski, and number 48, Justin Haddock.
Marcheski, number 30, and he's going to be brought down in there by number 47 for the Red Tornadoes, Matt Dietz.
Shamokin comes in with pretty much a senior-laden offense. We have the quarterback, of course, Mark Persing. He's a senior. Running back, Brent Forbes, number 45. Now, he's only a sophomore. Jared Haddock they have down here as a freshman. Number 7, he's in there. Jonathan Craw, the junior. Caleb Vineski, a senior. He's playing tackle. Jake Phillips, a tackle.
All right, Persing brings him up to the line in an I formation. Forbes in front of Haddock, and it's Haddock with the ball. And the ball's loose.
Out.
The Red Tornadoes have recovered the football. A fumble on the first play of the game, and the Red Tornadoes are in business at the Indian 25-yard line.
Boy, Unfortunately, there was a hole there, and the right side of that offensive line had a great leadway for Haddock, and it doesn't even look like he got the ball because it was in the air immediately.
Yeah, the ball bounced actually into the air, too. It wasn't on the ground. It bounced up in the air a little bit before it hit. So a big play for the Red Tornadoes. I believe number 6, Klokas, recovered the fumble, and now Coach Zielinski calls a timeout as he wants to get into his huddle right now. Again, this is a team that's a little fragile. They got hurt last week in the last 2 minutes of the game and lost it on just these kind of plays.
Yep.
So he wants to settle them down, get their head back in the game, and make sure they're playing defense here as the Red Tornadoes get ready to go on offense. But a tough start for the Indians.
Now, again, we all know Coach Zielinski. We saw him back in the early 90s. He is a defensive juggernaut. He knows how to call a defense, how to set a defense up. And, of course, all night long, you're going to see that defense attacking right from the linebackers crew. There's going to be a lot of blitzing tonight, a lot of moving.
All right, the Red Tornadoes come out in an I formation. You got Demetrius in front of Haynes, and that's what you'll see a lot of tonight in that formation. Fake to Haynes. We look downfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Colin Menepace. And Menepace, he's intercepted. A penalty flag is down next to him. The ball was intercepted at the 5-yard line by number 30, I believe it was, right, Wayne? Who was the guy?
That was 30,
Marcheski.
He was right there and made the interception. We're going to see what the referee calls
I believe they're going to call interference here. I'm pretty sure that's where it's heading. It is. It's going to go against the Indians. You saw them hand fighting down there right along the 5-yard line, and it will go against the Indians. So 2 bad moments in time here right in a row for the Indians, and it's going to put the ball deep in Indian territory when they mark the penalty off.
Yeah, a little bit of excitement. I don't know if Marcheski looked back for the ball or not. He was right there. I swear he took it right out of the. Who was Menepace? Was down there?
was the receiver.
Was the receiver and took it right out of his hands.
So they place the ball down right outside the Indian 12-yard line, where it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes, and they'll run their second offensive play here. We've had a lot of things happen here in the first couple of seconds of this game. They're in an offset I, and they go to Haynes, and Haynes is going to try to get outside. Haynes gets himself over to the sideline, but a great tackle down there. And again, that's number 30, Marcheski.
Now, remember last year under Coach DeFrancisco, Marcheski, not quite the size that he is now. He's one year older and a lot bigger. He played nose guard for them and gave us fits in the middle of that line. He was that quick.
Okay.
So you see what he's doing tonight already. He's in everybody's face and in each of the plays.
Right, he's on the first 2 defensive plays of the game for the Indians. A gain of a yard on the play. The ball sitting around now right at the 11-yard line, where it's 2nd and 9 for the Red Tornadoes. And now Demetrius, the lone back. Washleski puts 2 guys out to his right, but he looks to his left, and that's where he goes. He's got Moreau's in the corner.
Nope,
Moreau's made the catch, but he was out of bounds. He had number 9, Moreau's down in the corner down there, but Moreau stepped outside the line as he caught the ball, and it's 3rd down now and 9.
Mark Persing, number 13, on the coverage. Very tight down there in the corner.
Red Tornadoes want to come away with points here. A big point at the Supper Club meeting last night when we were all talking was the team that scores first here is the team with the leg up. Pulowski, 21, into the lineup. Pulowski, you guys remember, had a great game last week against the Tigers of Southern Columbia, and he is a kid that's coming on in the Red Tornado lineup. Pulowski, I believe he's just a sophomore, but really playing well. So here we go now. The Red Tornadoes come out, and Haynes will go into that slot position. He's got Demetrius in back of him. And again, it's Demetrius, and Demetrius is stopped by Haddock, number 49, instantly. A lose a yard on the play at least, and it's 4th down, Red Tornadoes.
Haddock coming in from his linebacker position. There was a stunt in the middle of the line there. Then he blitzed, came right up through the hole and makes the initial hit. Actually, a loss of a yard and a half. It's 4th and almost 11.
All right, the first big play of this ball game for the Red Tornadoes is right here in front of us. 10-13 here in the first quarter of play. No score, and it's 4th down, Red Tornadoes. This time Washleski will start out in a shotgun formation. He has 2 guys wide right, and he has Haynes in the slot. He leaves Haynes in. Washleski looks, He throws downfield, and it is nearly intercepted down there by number 11, Savlov, but he actually wisely drops the ball because he would have lost yardage on the turnover, and the ball will turn over to the Indians as they turn the Red Tornadoes away on a nice defensive effort.
Yeah, great defensive play in the middle of the line, number 1 by Marcheski on 2 plays. Even though it was an interference call, he's still showing that he has some speed and can keep up with the receivers. Makes a nice play on the opposite side. The very next play, loss of a yard there. Defense very aggressive for Shamokin.
Inside handoff to the up man. Up man's up over the 15-yard line out to the 17-yard line. That was Forbes on the carry.
Yep. Brent Forbes is a sophomore coming into this game. Big boy, 225 pounds, 6'3".
Pickup of almost 4 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 6 for the Indians. He has Domansky now in back of Forbes. Number 40 is Domansky in the I back, and it goes to Domansky. And Domansky has some room, and Domansky's free into the red.
Yep.
And he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. Domansky's claiming he was down. The umpires are signaling a fumble. I don't know. I wasn't sure. I thought he was down. The ball seemed to squirt out after he hit the ground, but a fumble, a second fumble now in this early part of the first quarter for the Indians, and the Red Tornadoes are back in business at Indian territory at the Indian 34-yard line.
And Domansky is one that you have to watch. Nick is a speedster. He's one of the better track people in the area, Nick is. And, give him the football in that tailback position, he's going to hurt you.
The Red Tornadoes have another shot at points here as they recover the fumble again deep in Indian territory at the 34-yard line. High formation, Demetrius in front of Haynes. And it's Haynes, and Haynes has got himself some room there, and Haynes will cross down to about the 33-yard line and a penalty flag.
Good play by Haddock, number 49, coming up from the linebacker. Jordan makes a great stop, open field. Flag on the play.
Flag was a late flag after the play was almost over, and this normally means a bad thing. It's
offsetting
penalties, but what were the offsetting penalties?
I don't know.
I'm guessing it was unsportsmanlike from what I can gather. Now they're in there talking to both huddles, and they're giving the both teams a lecture here. Again, this game, so much emotion in this game. You got to keep it tight here. It is 2nd down and about 8 for the Red Tornadoes. The ball just about the 32-yard line. Haynes is out of the ball game for the Red Tornadoes. Wasilewski is in the shotgun, and he has DeMarco and Demetrius standing next to him. Looks downfield for Kovaleski, and Kovaleski makes a nice catch. Kovaleski will pick up the first down at the 21-yard line.
A little down and out by Kovaleski. Make sure he had the first down. He only had it by about a yard when he was knocked out of bounds. If you take a look at Shamokin's defense, Coach Zielinski always likes to keep everybody moving. Take a look at Haddock and Forbes, the 2 linebackers. They're about 5 yards, 4 yards off the line of scrimmage, so they can see exactly what's going on and make their attack from that position. Watch how deep they play.
Okay, 1st and 10 now from the 22, back into the I formation. DeMarco now the deep back. Wasilewski looks to throw again. He finds Moroz, but too high. He had Moroz open, just too high, as Moroz was cutting back in the middle of the field.
The crossing pattern, of course, what you're trying to do is you're trying to lure the defender out of his zone a little bit there so you can sneak somebody else in underneath.
Brings up 2nd and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes as Menepace comes into the lineup with the play for the Red Tornadoes.
Jordan Haddock, the defensive captain, making all those calls down in the huddle.
Back in the I now, but DeMarco in that I formation as the deep back. I did not see Haynes get hurt, but he is out of the ball game for the last several plays, standing on the sideline. DeMarco in motion now to the left, and it's Demetrius. And Demetrius picking up some nice yardage in the middle of the field there. He's inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line.
Mike Rybosch, number 76, making the tackle that time for the Indians.
It'll bring up 3rd and 5 now for the Red Tornadoes as Haynes trots back into the lineup for Big Red. 7:55 remaining here in the first quarter, and the entire first quarter has been played from about the 35-yard line of the Indians. All right, Washlewski now going in the option play. Washlewski decides to keep it. He turns it upfield. A nice play, and Washlewski, he pushed out of bounds right at the 10-yard line.
Tornado sealed off everything to the outside. Washlewski, of course, down to about the 10.5-yard line. Tornadoes will be able to pick up a first down a little past the 1-yard line, close to the goal line. Washlewski, and I think the coaches upstairs sort of seeing something there. They boxed out. They kept everybody to the inside and left Washlewski go.
All right, it's 1st and actually 10 because it looks like they can make the first down inside the 1. Haynes.
Off tackle,
and Haynes
touchdown.
is going to take it into the end zone. A 10-yard run by James Haynes, and the Red Tornadoes are on the scoreboard. It's 6-0 Big Red.
Spread everybody out. Coach Brennan had wide slot to the left, spread everybody out, and he actually ran off the end to the outside. There was a gap there.
Now this is an unusual moment because I believe the Red Tornadoes have elected to go for 2 here. And yeah, they are. I mean, Menapace is bringing the play in, so the Red Tornadoes going for 2 instead of 1 on their first score here. They have not had a lot of success in the kicking game this year, and that may be what's dictating the 2-point conversion as they go into a full house backfield with Pulowski now in the ball game, and it goes to Pulowski, and Pulowski's going to try to get outside. Haynes makes a nice block, and Pulowski takes it in for the 2-point conversion at the 7:30 mark of the first quarter here at Kemp Memorial. It's the Red Tornadoes 8, the Indians 0. That was both plays, pretty plays. Pulowski, you see the speed that Pulowski has getting out of there.
Yeah, he had some good blocking. Haynes did pick up, looked like number 11, Jared Savlov, coming in from this corner position and on defense, and all he had to do was shield him, and Pulowski walks right in for the conversion.
So the Red Tornadoes look sharp on that offensive drive and put the ball in the end zone, and they take the early lead. The Indians have shot themselves in the foot here. 2 fumbles and an interference call at the 5-yard line so far is all they can brag about. So they need to get themselves on track offensively here and stop making mistakes. Marcheski will be down there along with Haddock. Menapace, a high knuckleball, goes short down there to number 22, and that's Chickatano. Chickatano taken out of bounds on the Red Tornado sideline up around the Red Tornado 37-yard line.
About 37. Good field position. Of course, when Domanski carried the ball, he was up around the 35, 37-yard line when he went down that time and fumbled the ball. So,
all right, they place it at the 36, so it's 1st and 10 from the Indian 36.
Well, we'll see what Shamokin can put together. They did move the ball. They were putting some holes in that defensive line of the Tornadoes.
All right, Persing brings him out there in a trips formation now. He has Dorenzo in back of number 34. And he pitches it to Dorenzo. Dorenzo trying to get outside, and a great tackle in there by the Red Tornadoes. Getting off the bottom of that pile is McCracken, number 89. That's textbook, Wayne.
Yeah, McCracken makes a great play that time, and Eric Johnson, number 35. Welcome back to Eric. He missed the first couple games there, and good to see he's back in the lineup now.
Eric played a little bit last week.
Did he?
They got him into the lineup for some plays last week, but we're going to see him in his first full game tonight. All right, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 12 now for the Indians as they lose 2 yards on the last run and back in the traditional I formation. Ball went down there to number 40, Domanski, and he's dropped for a loss again. Chickatano coming out, and Goins.
Goins makes the initial hit. Our boy James.
You might add that tonight is also the traditional Mount Carmel Lions Club Mike Terry Award. The Lions Club committee is in the stands. They'll be watching this game. They'll then meet next week and watch this game on film and pick the Mike Terry Award winner for 2007 at this game. So the Indians have gone backwards now, 2 plays in a row. It's 3rd and 13 now for them. They're going to go trips out to the left now. He leaves Haddock in back of him. And he looks down there and he has Savlov, and Savlov makes a nice move, but not nice enough as Haynes. McCracken first slowed him up, and then Haynes finished them.
Yep.
And the Indians go nowhere on their first offensive series.
Haynes was not letting him go. He had that jersey, and he wanted to make sure that he didn't get his wheels going to take off down the field.
That's the first 3-play series they had, and went steadily back downhill. So it's 4th and 13 now for the Indians. Number 13 in that punt formation for them. Mark Persing will do the punting. He's punting down into Pulowski and Haynes, and the Indians have gone offside on the punt. And actually, that's unusual when 2 guys went offside on the punt, and 1 on either side of the line. They weren't even together, and they went off. So the Indians, a little bit of jitters here. It's another 5-yard penalty, and the kicking the ball now. The ball's back at the Indian 28-yard line. Persing is kicking now from the 14-yard line. High snap. Persing does a nice job.
And again, nice kick by Persing, but it is
for nothing.
The play is called dead. The right end is leaving a little bit early. Got some motion there.
This is turning ugly for the Indians very early, though.
Yeah.
I mean, who has 2 penalties in a row on the punt team? They march up another 5 yards here. It brings up actually now it's 4th and 24 for the Indians, and now Persing is punting from around the 11-yard line. So field position becoming a problem. Now you're right. He did a nice kick, that first one, and he lets it rip, and it's another
nice,
good kick.
Great kick.
Pulowski will take it at the 42-yard line. He
Marcheski
eludes
is
the
down
first tackle.
there.
He's not going to elude the next one. He's going to turn it upfield soon. Turn upfield. Okay,
he's down.
He got to turn it upfield on that play. He'll go down at the Red Tornado 35-yard line where it's 1st and 10, Big Red.
Marcheski, of course, number 30, was down there immediately. He's showing you some speed and his quickness down there right in front of Pulowski, making sure he doesn't kick to the outside. Turned him around and made him actually lose quite a few yards.
Yeah, yep. Now there's a play you just got to go upfield.
Yes,
just
you're
got
right.
And that's a young mistake, but you've got to turn your shoulders and get upfield. All right, 1st and 10 from the Red Tornado 35-yard line. We're in the traditional I, Demetrius in front of Haynes. Pulowski out left. Haynes goes in motion. And it's Demetrius. And Demetrius straight up the middle. Tackled in there by number 22 for the Indians, and that's Tyler Chickatano.
Yeah, Tyler Chickatano making that tackle.
Picks up almost 4 yards on the play. He's 2nd down and a long 6.
You have a chance. Watch number 51 down there, Adam Dirk for the Indians. Strong kid, worked out very hard since last season. Put a lot of beef and muscle on this year. Playing a defensive tackle position.
All right, Kanovich now in front of Haynes in that I formation. And it's Haynes, and Haynes going to pick and choose his way along the Indian sideline. He'll be taken down. Well, he won't go down, but he wants to. It's again Marcheski, and I'll tell you what, Marcheski's all over the field for the Indians.
He is up to, I tell you what, he's playing a heck of a game tonight so far, and it's 3 minutes left of the first quarter.
All right, let's call it 3rd down now and 7 for the Red Tornadoes as Goins goes into the Mount Carmel lineup on offense.
We know Goins, he goes in here at the tight end position. A number of different plays that coach can call here. Anything down the middle to Goins as a pass play, or try to trap with Goins to the outside and look for a pitch to Haynes.
All right, again, Kanovich, and Kanovich now goes in motion. They
there
fake
it is.
To Haynes, they look downfield, and there's Goins, and Goins had it. and dropped it. That was a nice play. Goins had the ball and
Yep.
couldn't hold on, and it's 4th down. The Red Tornadoes will be punting.
He hooked up right 12 yards, 13 yards downfield, and he was open.
All right. In the punt for the Red Tornadoes, I believe will be Washleski. I hate to say that now because everybody kind
don't know.
in this kicking game, everybody ends up, but it will be
Yep.
Washleski punting.
They're loading up that line.
Washleski gets it off. Marcheski will take it about the 37-yard line. Good coverage by the Red Tornadoes as Marcheski turns it upfield, and there you see it, and he's taken out of bounds hard down there by the Red Tornadoes, and that's Haynes taking him out of bounds down there, but a nice run by Marcheski, and he truly is the entire Indian team right now.
Right now he is. He's playing his heart out, and it's starting to show on the field. Marcheski defensively all over, special teams all over the place.
So good field position for the Indians. They'll start at their own 49-yard line. It's 1st and 10. 2:52 remaining here in the first quarter of play.
Coach Z just sticking with the running game up to this point.
All right, Forbes in front of Haddock in the I formation. These two guys split out to his left, and it's a fake to Haddock, and Persing keeps it. He's got some room in there, and Persing brought down in there by number 48, Kanovich finally, but not before he picks up some big yardage.
It looked like number 64, John Long, also making the tackle, but Persing tucks the ball back down underneath his arm and takes off and picks up a critical 9 yards for them, right up through the middle of the defensive formation.
All right, 2nd and 1. The ball now for the first time in Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado 42-yard line.
We have referee timeout. Jared Haddock is off the field. I think he has some equipment that he has to take care of on the other side. Tyler Dorenzo with the ball.
Dorenzo, big yardage, big yard. He's still on his feet. He's running hard down there, deep in the Red Tornado territory, down at the Red Tornado 26-yard line.
Nice, great blocking by the offensive line. There's number 57, Jake Phillips, coming. He was one of the lead blockers down there.
So a nice drive finally by the Indians. They break the huddle. There's a timeout on the field. It's a referee timeout. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, we have a helmet problem there. Number 42 for the Red Tornadoes down in McCullum. And I saw his helmet off before. He was trying to get it fixed, so they called timeout. And he has his helmet back on, it looks like, and they'll get ready to go. Again, it's 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Back in the I formation now. He's got number 22 down there in front. This is Tyler Shikatano now in front of Demansky. And Demansky again, and Demansky finds the corner again.
He's got speed. Look at this.
And Morgan is the guy that slowed him up on the sideline there.
But all Coach Z is doing is attacking the outside. He's trying to get around the defensive end immediately with the speed. And he's doing it, and there's another big critical 1st down for the Indians.
Ball down at the Red Tornado 13-yard line where it's 1st and 10 Indians. They're sealing off that edge completely now. Again, Shikatano in front of Demansky. Persing has two guys out to his left. But again, the same play. This time Demansky cuts it inside. Look at the play by Demansky as he is running very hard down there.
That's by Dorenzo. Tyler Dorenzo,
I'm sorry,
number
Dorenzo.
34.
I'm sorry, Dorenzo.
Tough running. Tell you what, picks up a tough 6 yards. Ball's down on about the 7-yard line of the Tornadoes. And they're attacking the left side of the Tornado defense, either to the outside or they're cutting back up inside over the tackle.
All right, same exact formation. This time the other way. He's going to be stopped down there by Shikatano and Haynes, but not before He takes it down. Dorenzo down to the 5-yard line.
Tough runner, Dorenzo. Didn't hear anything about Dorenzo,
No.
you know, from anybody. Everything was all Haddock, Brent Forbes, and Savlov. We were told to watch for Savlov tonight.
All right, Persing brings the play into the Indian huddle. It's the exact same lineup again. They have not changed this formation now. He has Busan and Savlov out to his left, but it's an eye, and they run the opposite direction. Dorenzo trying to get outside, and this time he goes nowhere. Haynes, Cloca slowed him up, but Haynes wrestled him to the ground at the 5-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down now. Fourth, I'm sorry.
Let me see. Let's see.
No, wait. Let me see where we're at here now. We're at, 4th down. We're at 4th and 1 now for, let's see where
it's closer to 2, I would call it.
If the guy would stand, okay, so he stands up right in the middle of the thing there. Yeah, it looks more like 2 than it does 1.
Yep.
But that, ladies and gentlemen, brings the end of the first quarter here at Kemp Memorial Stadium with the Red Tornadoes leading the Shamokin area Indians 8-0, but the Indians are knocking on the door. Reminding you that you are listening to this audio webcast courtesy of WKMC TV, Mount Carmel Area High School on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. You got to be here to appreciate it's a beautiful field, the color of the field, and the way it looks, and the pageantry. You got the signs up on both sides of the field, and you got the bands and the cheerleaders. And I'm going to say hello now to Allison Milbrand.
Allison's a great
kid. I segued
into
into Allison Milbrand here. I talked with her mother on Wednesday down at the business showcase. I had gotten to know her over a couple of years where she works, and she was talking about Allison and how excited she was about the big cold bucket game, and also a big hello to Allison Milbrand. She's a senior cheerleader over on the Shamokin Indian side of the field. All right, a big 4th down play for the Indians. They dearly need to pick up this 1st down or get in the end zone. They've had a nice drive. All on the ground. They're just running right at the Red Tornadoes and actually running at one spot of the Red Tornadoes for the most part.
Inside out. They're playing the inside-out game. They're kicking. They're actually attacking James Haynes, going down. But Dorenzo is actually watching what the defensive end is doing. If the defensive end steps to the outside, he cuts to the inside. If the defensive end comes to the inside, he's going to the outside. And you can see exactly what his speed is doing.
All right, they're going to put Haddock in front of Dorenzo now in that I formation as Persing walks in. He has Busan and Savlov split wide to his.
He's going to the white side of the field. There he
is.
is.
Dorenzo and number 60 for the Red Tornadoes making the quick stop. Steck, and I don't think he picked the 1st down up.
Well, we'll see where they spot it. It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
He got a good spot from where I saw him go down at, but let's see the measurement now. But, wow, Steck made a nice play to stop him. The Red Tornadoes are convinced that it's not a 1st down, but we won't be convinced as we see the chain go out and actually tell us that. Maybe he didn't make it. I thought he had to get to about the 3, to tell you the truth. He didn't get it. No, he had to get to the 3-yard line. So the Indians, on their deepest drive of the evening, turn the ball over on downs on a big 4th down stop by Chris Steck, and they take over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
I'll tell you what, their bread and butter guy right now is Dorenzo.
Yeah.
They're going to do anything. He has to have the ball in his hand all night long and carry them.
Yeah, he ran very well on that drive.
Did.
Really did. And talk about nothing fancy. They used the exact same formation about 7 times in a row there, so they weren't trying to kid you much. They went right at the Red Tornadoes, but couldn't get the 1st down when they needed it. And it's Red Tornado football. It's Demetrius, and Demetrius will take the ball out over the 5-yard line, out to the 6-yard line, a gain of 2 on the play.
Well, that's about a gain of maybe 3, maybe almost 4.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
he's
out to the 7-yard line.
7-yard line this time.
All right.
Hard run. And that time, again, you're looking at Haynes carrying the ball, and he gives it to Demetrius. You want to just make sure the handoff down in that zone down there. Make sure he has the ball, no fumbles, no mistakes.
All right. We go into an offset I now. and it's Haynes. And Haynes looking for some room, and he's not going to find any, and Haynes will lose a yard on the play.
Number 51, of course, blocking up everything is Adam Dirk, of course, coming over from that tackle position.
63, Seeger also down, and they're getting off the bottom of that pile. Seeger's another sophomore.
Yep.
And he goes out of the game now. So it brings up a 3rd down and 8 now for the Red Tornadoes. Kovaleski will trot into that huddle with the play for Wasilewski. The Red Tornadoes would dearly like to get some running room here and some room out of this end zone so they don't have to punt out of here. Kanovich in front of Haynes now in the I formation. He has 2 guys wide right and 1 left, and he's going to pass, and he's going to throw it down there. He's looking for Moroz, and it's intercepted. Intercepted down there by number 11, Savlov, down at the 34-yard line of the Red Tornadoes.
They have to stay short. They have to look for the first down, not go for the big one. Shamokin has, I would say, probably a faster team defensively in the defensive backfield. You take a look at some of their safety, their strong safety, and so on. They're big track people, and he's using them to the best of their ability.
First turnover for the Red Tornadoes tonight. It comes at a bad time. The ball's at the 34-yard line. Now he has Forbes as the lone back. He has 3 guys out, but it's Forbes, and Forbes brought down fairly quickly in there. Getting off the bottom of that pile to be Shikatano. The linebacker, Shikatano, shooting through the hole and bringing Forbes down after a gain of about 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 8.
Coach Z spreading everything out, trying to thin out that defense as much as he possibly can. He had wide slot to the right, slot to the left, and he just tried to sneak Forbes up through the center of the line.
All right, now he comes over here. He has 2 guys out to his right. We're back in that I formation. He has Haddock now in back of Forbes as he's changed his backfield, and it's Haddock. Haddock will gain about 1 yard on the play. That's about it. Red Tornadoes all over that play.
Yeah, Tornadoes seem when Haddock is in that backfield as the tailback, they tighten up that defense a little bit because I think they realize Haddock's not going to get to the outside. He's going to bowl you over.
Right, but he's not going to beat you to the outside like Dorenzo will. So it's 3rd down and 7 now for the Indians. The ball sitting just outside the Red Tornado 31-yard line.
Number 22, Tyler Shikatano, is the lead back there in front of Haddock.
And there's 2 guys wide to the short side of the field, his left, and it's Haddock. I'm sorry, a fake. He throws it down. He's looking for his Kovaleski. A great play by Kovaleski in the end zone. I'm trying to see Savlov. He was trying to hit Savlov, number 11 down there, but Kovaleski comes up with a big defensive stop in the end zone, and it's 4th and 7 now for the Indians.
Tell you what. Mark Persing had a beautiful fake behind that offense.
He faked me.
Everybody was faked out. It was a fake dive play to Haddock, and all he did was turned around, and it's just a timing play, and he puts it up in the air into the goal.
So another critical 4th down play for the Indians here tonight. They don't want to squander the turnover here, and they come out, and they'll come out in a shotgun formation now. First time I've seen Persing do this tonight, and he looking for a screen play, I believe it looks like, and the Red Tornadoes are all over it. It was Haddock was the guy they threw. The flags came out early in the very beginning of the play. The Red Tornadoes say we'll turn it down and turn the ball over, and that's what apparently is going against the Indians. It's a hold on the Indians. The Red Tornadoes say, no, we don't want it. We'll take the ball. So the Indian drive fizzles on the turnover, and the Red Tornadoes take over.
I think defensively, the Tornadoes sort of had that one smelled out. Their defensive line just came plowing through. Didn't give him enough time to set that screen up on the left side.
Again, I'm a little confused. I mean, Dorenzo's running so well, we don't see him at all in this series of plays. We don't see him at all. So I don't know. All right, Red Tornadoes now back on offense. They come back out in the traditional I. Demetrius in front of Haynes. And it is a reverse to Pulowski, and this time the
45.
That's Forbes.
Forbes coming across and making a tackle. He didn't leave his ground at all. That was a reverse play by the Tornadoes.
It actually was a reverse play because it's a 2-yard loss.
Yep. Trying to catch the Indians out of position a little bit and pick up some big yardage.
Yeah, not a bad play to run, to just keep them a little bit honest. All right, we come out in the I formation. We got 2 guys out to his right, 1 left, and he goes into an option play. He's looking downfield. He turns upfield, and he'll be brought down there very quickly by number 40 for the Indians, Nick Demansky, and a late flag into the lineup, and I believe that's going to go against the Indians.
It's a late hit.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think it was a late hit.
Yeah.
Let me see what they call here. Flag was at the end of the play.
Ooh.
Goes against the Red Tornadoes. I didn't see what it was, but it goes against the Red. You can tell the way they're doing it. That's a tough penalty for the Red Tornadoes to take. Again, the Indians, if nothing else, have turned field position here a little bit.
Yes, they did. And I'll tell you, mostly, they're playing some good defensive ball, but it's been mostly their offense. Their offense has been on the grind the last 2 series that they've had the ball and moved the Tornadoes all the way back.
So a big penalty here against the Red Tornadoes, and they'll mark this one off.
It's a big one.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and, 10, 20. 2nd down and 22 yards now for the Red Tornadoes. The ball all the way back at the Red 18-yard line. Those teams looking for that big play that they have yet to get. All right, I formation for the Red Tornadoes. Wasilewski looking to pass, trying to get Pulowski down there, and I'll tell you what, Pulowski caught it. It was a touchdown.
That was a touchdown. He had a half a step on Marcheski and was in front of Marcheski.
Yeah, he was in front of him.
And I don't think he's seen the ball coming. I don't think he looked quick enough back to Marcus for the ball when he threw it.
3rd and 22 now, as Haynes will come out of the lineup.
The funny part about that is you work maybe 5 minutes calling certain plays, and you finally get the right matchup that you want, and that happens.
Yeah, a couple inches, and you don't make the play. But all right, DeMarco now to deep man in that I formation, but this is an obvious passing play here for the Red Tornadoes. He looks for Pulowski. Pulowski's open, and Pulowski got behind Marcheski. Marcheski's not going to catch Pulowski. Not going to happen. Touchdown! Red Tornadoes at the 7:24 mark. That's an 82-yard touchdown pass from Wasilewski to Pulowski, and you see the first play. He beat Marcheski, and he went right back at him and ran the post right down on him.
He ran the post, and I think what happened, Marcheski on the last play knew he got beat to the inside, and he was looking for Pulowski to cut to the inside. And what happened, he cut back behind him and had 2 steps on him.
Yeah, so nice play calling by the Red Tornadoes, but a perfect pass by Wasilewski and a great run. I'll tell you what, you saw Pulowski. We talked about him last week. Pulowski in the open field, no one catches him.
Yeah.
All right, we're into attempt the extra point. Now we're back to the 1-point attempt as Wasilewski will put it up, but he will miss it, and that's why I think we go for 2. It was a bad snap. He had trouble getting the snap down. So the score now at the 7:24 mark of the 2nd quarter of play here, the Red Tornadoes 14, the Indians 0.
Again, some play calling there by Coach. Set that first play up, a number of times, setting up wide slot, and he finally got the isolation with Pulowski and Marcheski over here on the left side. Now the last play, that first pass play, if Pulowski catches that ball, that was a touchdown also.
Yeah. I mean, both of them. He knew, and that's just a good heads-up play to go back. Marcheski, nothing wrong with him. He's been playing a whale of a game, but you beat him just slightly the first time. So you're right. He got a little bit cognizant of going inside of him, and he let him get past him. Menepes kicks off. This time a nice kickoff will carry all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Haddock with the ball.
Coming up field, and it's going to be number 42 for the Red Tornadoes. Sean McCullum on the stop. Ball is out at the Indian 31-yard line. There's a Red Tornado down on the field. So we'll have a timeout here. as the trainers go out to look at the Red Tornado down right along the Indian sideline down there. Talk a little bit about Supper Club tomorrow night. Supper Club 6:15, the back room of Matucci's. We had a great night last week, and of course the Panthers coming up on Friday night. You definitely want to hear all about them and what that game's going to shape up to be. So again, if you're a football fan and you want to meet some great kids and the cheerleaders and just have an all-around Mount Carmel area football type of night, plus get some absolutely great food in the process, you want to come down to Matucci 6:15 for Supper Club every Thursday night of the season. All right, it was McCullum shaking up. McCullum got up, and he's walking off under his own power, and that's good to see. McCullum, the linebacker for the Red Tornadoes, he made the stop on the kickoff. So it'll be 1st and 10 Indians from their own 31-yard line.
He might have taken the helmet in the thigh there, Lou. He's sort of walking that off. He's trying to loosen up here as he's coming over. That's a heck of a shot when you take those things, you know, helmet in the thigh pad like that.
All right, Indians go into a huddle. All right, here they come. Let's see who's in the backfield back there. You got Forbes back there. Forbes will end up being the lone back now, and back up for Singh as he goes with everybody out to his left.
Pass.
Fakes it to Forbes. He looks downfield. He has his man down there, and I believe it'll be Savlov.
Yep.
Stopped on the play down there by Eric Johnson of the Red Tornadoes, but a nice pickup, enough for a first down. The ball out to the Indian 43-yard line.
Nothing fancy. Persing takes the ball. He fakes it to Forbes and comes right back up, and 10 yards. All that was a hook pattern to Savlov down the field. Picks up the first down on an 11-yard pass.
All right, again, same exact formation now for the Indians. Forbes, again, the lone guy in the back. This time we'll pitch it to Forbes. They try to get Forbes outside, and Forbes has some room as he had a ball of steam going there.
Yep.
And a flag down now at the end line of the Indians.
I think that's moving against the Tornadoes.
He went out of bounds at the 50-yard line, but the penalty is going to go against the Red Tornadoes. It'll be a hit out of bounds, I imagine.
That's what it is.
Coach Brennan looking in the huddle, and all he did was he pointed to his head and said, think.
Yep.
You can't make dumb mistakes in a tough game like this, and that's a dumb mistake. Know where the end line is, and I'll tell you what, there's no field more clearly marked than this one. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
Even I know where the yard markers are on this one. So the penalty takes the ball all the way down to the Red Tornado 35-yard line where it's 1st and 10 Indians. And this time Haddock in the backfield.
Yep, that is ugly.
Again, they overload the left side here, but we will go to Haddock, and Haddock drilled by Chickatano. Look at that hit by Chickatano. Oh, my.
Chickatano stunt in the middle. Whatever the line did, they open up a huge hole. Chickatano comes up and makes a great tackle on Haddock.
Loss of one on the play.
Yep.
It's 2nd down and 11. .6:23 remaining here in the second quarter. Lorenzo now back in that back. Now he's the lone back in the exact same formation. Well, this time Haddock will come in motion towards us, and we pitch it out to Dorenzo. Dorenzo trying to follow Haddock, and he has lots of room there. He'll be pushed out of bounds down there by McCullum, but not before he gets down to the Red Tornado 27-yard line.
It's going to be like an 8-yard pickup or 9-yard pickup.
Nice play that time. They bring that's the first time we see Haddock come in motion like that, and Dorenzo just followed him around the corner.
Yeah, no, it was just a pitch. You know, you get the halfback already motoring, get his wheels going a little bit, the pitch, and the pitch was a little shaky, but still Dorenzo handled it very well and took off. And what's nice about that, he can look downfield to see what everybody's doing where he can make his cut.
All right, now Chickatano in front of Forbes in the I formation. And it's Forbes. Forbes trying to get outside. He's going to pick the first down up. I'm sorry, that's Haddock. Haddock with the first down run. He ran hard. And you can see, I mean, Haddock's one of the toughest guys out there. he puts his head down. He is meaning business, and he drives the ball all the way down to the Red Tornado 22-yard line where it's 1st and 10, Indians.
Okay, Haddock's out. Savlov comes in, number 11 for the Indians.
Dorenzo will be the back.
Yep.
Where they line him up. They're going to line him up. Okay, they're going to go back into an I formation with Chickatano, number 22, in front of Dorenzo. Look at the tight formation here on a 1st and 10. My goodness.
Pass.
They fake it. It was Savlov.
There he is.
And he got Savlov open, but he just threw it. He just couldn't reach Savlov. He had Savlov. That was a nice play.
Yep.
Savlov was the only guy not in that bunch in the whole group. He was about 5 yards away.
And nobody picked him up
Right.
from the Tornadoes. He had a good.
That's a play they should have seen.
Yep.
The defensive back needs to see Savlov. He was the only guy that could have went into a pass pattern other than one of the backs.
Now here's the thing. The coaches upstairs, you could hear them saying, tell the defense to watch Savlov.
Yeah. You had to see him. That's again, you got to start thinking a little bit about what's happening to you in the formation.
And here comes Savlov to the right side now.
2nd and 10 now.
Tyler Dorenzo in the slot position, and Chickatano is the lone back.
They pitch it out to Chickatano now, one of his few carries, and he'll take it out of bounds. Chickatano forced him out of bounds with some help from number 35 down there, Eric Johnson. Pick up about 3 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down, and they're going to pick up about 8. 3rd down and 8. Pick up 2 maybe.
8. Yep.
By the time they get down, put it down. We'll give them the 2 yards, and it's 3rd and 8.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Chickatano lone back there.
Yeah.
Dorenzo in the slot. Dorenzo making a nice block on the tight end or on the defensive end.
All right, now we're out. Everybody out to Persing's left in the formation with Dorenzo in the back. He fakes it to Dorenzo. No pressure whatsoever. He looks downfield, and he has his man and a penalty flag. He was trying to hit Tim Busan down there, and we hit him right at the goal line. This will be a dangerous penalty for the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, this is terrible. There were 3 defenders right in the area.
Yeah. Yep, we just absolutely hit him too early, and they'll bring the ball down. And let's see them mark it off. The ball started out at the ball's around the 19 or 18-yard line.
Down on the 9 maybe? I don't know.
So they will mark it down right inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from just inside the 10 for the Indians. 5:37 remaining here in the 2nd quarter of play at Kemp. And the Indians are threatening to go on the board here. Haddock now in front of Dorenzo in the I formation. Savlov and Busan out to the left, and it's Dorenzo, and Dorenzo picks up big yards inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line.
Great run. I'll tell you what, that kid would carry the ball every down.
I'm not sure why he doesn't, to tell you the truth.
He is doing a great job, Dorenzo, down there.
Steck and Jurowski now go into that goal line defense for some beef on the line there. And Dorenzo again will line up in back of Haddock. Timeout on the field by the referee is again
Chickatano getting his helmet buckled on.
We're definitely having helmet problems today. And McCullum comes over and says, "That's what happened to my helmet too." All right. Indians look like they're going to try to plow it over, and they do. Dorenzo into the end zone. Touchdown! Shamokin area Indians at the 4:51 mark of the 2nd quarter. They go on the board. It's 14-6. Red Tornadoes with the extra point attempt. There's a Red Tornado down in the end zone right now, so there's a timeout on the field. He got back up.
Yep.
They didn't call a timeout, so they think he's okay. And the Indians now come in, and we'll see what they decide to do on the extra point attempt, because it originally looks like they're going to go for one. I was going to say somebody has to be the holder there, and it's Marcheski. All right. So Marcheski, number 30. Matt Marcheski will do the holding, and Persing will do the extra point duty for the Indians. Persing puts it up, and it is good. So the score now 14-7 Red Tornadoes. And the Indians get ready to kick off. That was a nice drive by the Indians.
I'll tell you what, even standing up here, the uncoaches that we are, you see that Lorenzo is their threat tonight.
Yeah.
And that kid should be carrying the ball. He's picking up 5 yards, 6 yards on the carry, and it's off tackle either to the right or to the left. He's either going to the strong side or to the weak side. It doesn't even matter.
Right.
And picking up some good yardage for the Indians.
All right, deep for the Red Tornadoes. Haynes will be in the middle down there, flanked by DeMarco and Pulowski. We'll see who does the kicking off duties for the Indians here. I think Persing does all the kicking.
Yep.
He's pretty much the kicking game for the Indians, as he'll tee it up at the 40-yard line. And the Indians have some life here now, late in the second quarter. All right, we get ready here as Persing says he's ready. And he dribbles it down the middle of the field, picked up by the up guy down there, and that looks like Kanovich. I believe it is Kanovich, number 48.
I think it was.
Makes a nice return. He brings it up over the 35-yard line out to the 37-yard line where it's 1st and 10, red.
Good field position. Good move by Kanovich. Held on to the ball. Picked up about 7 yards on that return.
All right, the Red Tornadoes break the huddle into that I formation. 2 guys out to the right, 1 guy left here on the short side of the field. And we go back to pass immediately, and we find Pulowski. And Pulowski will pick up some yards all the way out to the 45-yard line. A nice play there. He's going to be brought down by number 32.
Joe Casper is now in. He's playing the same position, that corner position that Marcheski was playing previous.
So they go right at the new guy now. And that seems to be where the passing game is taking place right now for the Red Tornadoes. It's a gain of 8 on the play. It's 2nd down and 2. Same exact formation again. And this time we'll give it to Haynes. Haynes still running. Haynes, a beautiful run by James Haynes in the Indian territory at the Indian 47-yard line, 1st and 10. You haven't seen much of James today.
No, you haven't. And they've taken, you got to say, they've taken some pressure off James Haynes tonight. A little bit of passing, to Pulowski, so that loosens it up a little bit.
Well, the Indians, obviously are geared to stop him. So their idea was, if you're going to beat us, throw the pass and beat us. And right now the Red Tornadoes are passing very well.
Trying to look here, number 88. Made the initial hit. He's playing the right defensive end position for the Indians, but we do not have him on our roster.
We have a timeout on the field, as the Indians have called timeout here.
That's Nate Ford. I just found that.
What number are we talking?
88 is playing the defensive end position here. He made the initial hit on Haynes, or Haynes would have picked up some big yardage.
How can we have 2 different rosters with 2 different sets of numbers on
them? I
them?
have no clue.
Again, don't they know how hard this is for us to begin with? Somebody's just playing a cheap prank, putting different numbers on different pieces of paper up there.
Right.
I can't be responsible for this.
They know how you are when it comes to numbers.
They should by now. I don't know. All right, Coach Linsky giving everybody kind of a talk in there. He wants to make sure everybody knows where they're supposed to be here as we get ready.
Yeah, he's got his team back offensively and down by a touchdown. With 3 minutes and 47 seconds left, before the half, he certainly doesn't want to drop one more touchdown here. Keep everybody on that defensive side awake.
All right, the I formation now, and it is, let me see who carried that. It was in the I there, because it was a different guy in the I. It's going to come out of there to be DeMarco, number 26, carrying that. You think I'd know him. He's the smallest guy out there. They will stop him.
Haddock making a tackle that time. Pick up half a yard. Not even worth it.
3:24 and counting here in the second quarter. The Red Tornadoes lead 14-7.
Demetrius, the lead back.
Wasilewski back again. Plenty of time.
He's
got Pulowski wide open. Wide open is Pulowski. Look at the move on Pulowski. He's inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Number 32 down there on the Shamokin side was Casper on the coverage, but I'll tell you, you see the spin move after he caught it.
Casper had fallen, halfway on that pass pattern, and that's what gave Pulowski enough room there to make that catch.
First and goal, Red Tornadoes from the 4-yard line. And the Red Tornado passing game has clicked in for the first time this season.
I bet you what you're going to see is Savlov. Savlov is on number 9 for Moroz.
Full house backfield for the Red Tornadoes, and it's Haynes. They're going to let Haynes see if he can bring it in there.
Down
Haynes
to the half-yard line.
Yep, he's right inside the 1-yard line. Second and goal now from inside the 1-yard line.
If this continues with Pulowski, I would assume that Coach Z will make a switch with Savlov and maybe Jasper or bring Marcheski back again, all right, to watch Moroz.
All right, the Indians have called another timeout, which is their final timeout here of the first half, as Coach Linsky trots into that huddle. He wants to talk with them. It's just about a yard for the touchdown. It's second down, so he has to do a lot of talking for those guys right now as they've got their backs to the wall.
Yeah, a good drive by the Tornadoes here, mixing it up a little bit, but they're, again, just like when Dorenzo comes in, they're running their one-play Shamokin off tackle, either right or left, and picking up some good yardage. Well, the Tornadoes are doing the same thing with Pulowski tonight. And if you remember, what was that, 2 years ago when Pulowski's brother came down here?
Came down here, he won the Terry Award for the back.
For the back, and just ran all over the place. And, now his younger brother's doing it.
Yeah. The Kemp Memorial seems to be a coming-out party for the Pulowskis. All right, again, a full house backfield now. Haynes that deep back. The Red Tornadoes are going to be running the ball. They're not even trying to fake the fact that they're not. And Haynes gets up in the air, and I think they stopped him.
I think they did too.
He made a heck of a leap. I didn't see who met him halfway up there, but he did not get in. And I don't know if he can get any closer to the goal line than he is.
Than that. I'll tell you what, you could see him loading up and dipping down to look at that.
Where the ball is there now. I mean, it's like 1 inch from the goal line. It's third and an inch now.
Now, I don't know who did that, because you couldn't see because of the mass of people down there. But, boy, did they do a heck of a job keeping him out.
All right, again, and this time Washleski says, let me just take it in the inch and be done with it. So on a 1-inch run by Washleski, the Red Tornadoes back on the scoreboard. It's 20-7 now at the 1:44 mark with the extra point attempt, and it looks like we're going to attempt to kick it. Yep, we are. Moroz gets the kicking tee, so we'll attempt a 1-point conversion here. The kicking game just full of surprises for the Red Tornadoes this year. It doesn't matter what phase of it we're in. One never knows what's going to happen here, but Washleski will get himself squared up and get ready to kick the extra point. Moroz, they said the holder. Moroz had a tough time with the hold. This time was perfect, and it is up, and I believe he missed it again. So the score will remain the Red Tornadoes 20, the Indians 7 here at the 1:44 mark, and the Red Tornadoes really need to look at the kicking game a little bit harder. Yeah. I don't know what you can do with it this year, but you got to look at it next year. I can't believe out of a 54-man roster you can't get somebody in there to be able to kick.
Well, you got to get somebody that's willing to put the time and effort into it because it does take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And a lot of dedication. You just don't go out there and kick the ball and hope it goes through the uprights.
I'm not taking anything from Washleski, but he has a lot to do to begin with. Yeah. So, I'm not knocking him, but I mean we just have a tough. We are losing field position even on kickoffs. We're not able to get deep kickoffs either most of the time. So the kicking game, the one Achilles heel, although tonight not hurting us nearly as much as it might have as we are up to a 20-7 lead. All right, Colin Menepace, number 88, gets ready. And he'll be kicking off. This time he kicks it off well. A knuckleball down to about the 17-yard line. It's Haddock along the Shamokin sideline. And Haddock will be taken out of bounds down there by number 2. Looks like Morgan coming out along with McCullum. McCullum been around the ball in every special teams play tonight. But that time I think it was Morgan that probably pushed him out of bounds. So the Indians go on offense here. They have a minute 39 to do something here.
Again, if number 11 is on the field, watch him. How hard is this when you got a minute and 39 seconds left? If Savlov is on this field, and he is, he's coming over in the slot position.
Is it? I'm saying Busan. Is that how he says his name? Do you know? Is it Bousson, Busan? I have to keep calling him that because I'm not sure. And he looks downfield, and it's intercepted by Morgan, number 2, Morgan, and Morgan will take it down in the Indian territory, down at the Indian 27-yard line.
That time,
Haddock took him out, but my goodness, what a play by Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan stepped right up. He was looking for Savlov deep, and Savlov never even turned his head. Persing had already thrown the ball. I wasn't watching the backfield. I didn't know if Persing had pressure on him that he released the ball that early or not, but Savlov wasn't even close to catching that ball.
So the Red Tornadoes now have a minute and 29 to go 27 yards and put some points on the board again. The Red Tornado fans on their feet in front of us now, cheering on the Red Tornadoes, sensing a kill score here if they can put it in. Pulowski goes in motion, but it goes to Demetrius, and Demetrius takes it down to the 25-yard line. Again, a 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
2nd down and 8. They're looking for a quick trap play on the right-hand side, trying to get, they put Pulowski in motion that time to the wide side of the field, hoping to draw the defense over, and they're trying a quick trap play over the right side of the offensive line to get Demetrius through.
All right, Kovaleski and Moroz go wide right. He keeps Pulowski. Now he tells Pulowski to take a little bit wider stance out on the left side, and it's going to be looking at Pulowski. And
Jared Haddock, number 7 now, is watching Pulowski on the right side.
Yeah, but Mike Zielinski, 9, is in that defensive backfield now. Is that the coach's son?
That's the coach's son.
Okay. So we've got a bunch of guys in the defensive backfield as the Red Tornadoes have had some success throwing the ball in there. That time it's just a poor pass. He had the guy, he just threw it behind him. Again, they're struggling to cover Pulowski right now as he is free on almost every play. And now he and Washleski trot into the huddle. It's 3rd down and 8 from the 25-yard line. The Red Tornadoes have all of their timeouts.
And there's 50 seconds left in this half.
The Indians have none of theirs.
Now look at, you see Mike.
Again, Pulowski, and this time Pulowski makes a nice move. And Pulowski into the end zone.
Excellent. Great pass by Marcus Washleski. We had Jared Haddock trying to make the first stop on Pulowski. Pulowski spins out there, and then Mike Zielinski comes over and tries to make the tackle, and he hurdles over the top of him for the score.
Well, you see the player that Pulowski is, folks. He is exciting. He truly is. They're going to go for 2 here now. They missed 2 consecutive one-point conversion attempts, so they decided to go for 2. They were successful on their first 2-point conversion attempt on the first score of the game, and they're going to try to go back to that. It's 26-7. There's 42 seconds remaining here in the first half of play at Kemp Memorial Stadium. Going an I formation now. Everybody gets split to his left, but we're going to fake it. We have a guy open down there, and it is Colin Menepace picks up the 2-point conversion and a nice pass by Washleski. And Washleski has found himself. This is the Washleski we remembered.
Excellent job. I'll tell you what, nice fake by Washleski that time. Shamokin Indians on defense are looking for the halfback to get the ball off tackle, froze the defense, and all Colin Menepace did was a little skirt to the outside into the flat, 2 yards or a yard into the end zone. That was it.
Right now, the name of the game is Justin Pulowski for the Red Tornadoes, along with Washleski. Pulowski is sophomore. A sophomore. So you're gonna see a lot of football from this young man in the games to come. But you can see the speed and the shiftiness that he brings to the ball.
Yep.
And you can't coach that. You either have it or you don't, and he has it.
Yeah, some nice moves, especially after he catches the ball, and that's the best part. You catch it, but what do you do with it after? And, boy, he's putting some nice moves on.
All right, Menepace, fresh off the 2-point conversion catch. Again, it's going to be Haddock, and he tiptoed along the line, and finally he comes the other way. He's run everything back his way, and now he'll be brought down. The ball is loose. They're going to call it down.
Yep.
It was close, but it's down. The ball is down. So Haddock is brought down inside the 30, down at the Indian 28-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Indians.
34 seconds left in the first half. Tornadoes taking the field. We're going to see type of defense. They're going to get into, I would assume, pretty much a prevent umbrella type defense. Keep everything in front of them.
The Tornadoes got to make sure they got everybody on the field that they want there. They're getting guys on and off late, but looks like they're set now. Yep. You're right. They go into a prevent defense, as they'll let anything be caught in front of them, but nothing in back of them. And Persing hands off Dorenzo, and Dorenzo a nice tackle down there by number 42 McCullum for the Red Tornadoes. Sean McCullum hung on to him and brought him down. I said the Indians cannot stop the clock. They have no timeout, so it's under 20 seconds here now until halftime as they line up very quickly. Again, Dorenzo on the handoff, and Dorenzo running tough, finally brought down in there by number 35, Eric Johnson of the Red Tornadoes. And that, unless they can get themselves lined up very quickly, they have the clock is stopped for a first down.
First down, they have to move the chains, but as soon as the chains are set,
they'll get another play. Now, I'm not too sure why we're running the ball right now. We didn't take any shots downfield, and now we spike it, which is
he has the first down.
Also somewhat unusual, though, with 5 seconds left. I would assume we would have taken a shot downfield here somewhere.
Somewhere along the line.
You're down 28-7.
I mean, either you catch the ball for the first down, which stops the clock, or you do not catch the ball, it stops the clock and complete pass anyway.
And even interception have to be run back to do you any damage. So, all right, we'll see what Coach Zielinski calls. He first thing will bring him up. Persing puts 2 guys out left, 2 guys out right, and this time he will pass. He pitches it out to Dorenzo on a short pass, and Dorenzo a nice move, and Dorenzo still on his feet, and Dorenzo just fell down. He just fell down on his own, and that's the end of the first half of play here at Kemp Memorial in the game for the Cold Bucket with the score of the Red Tornadoes, 28, the Shamokin Area Indians, 7. I want to remind everybody that you are currently listening to this audio webcast courtesy of WKMC TV Mount Carmel Area High School on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. Okay, gang, we're back here as the half is drawing to a close, and we have a special treat at an away game. I know we don't do this very often, but at an away game, we actually have Jose on the sideline, and he's going to give us the first half stats right from the horse's statistician's mouth.
Yeah, thanks, Warren. Interesting first half. Shamokin, 23 rushes for 114 yards, 4 of 8 passing for 19 yards for a total of 133 yards in total offense, and it's about what we've been giving up normally. Unfortunately, they only crossed the goal line one time. They have 8 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 17 rushes for 49 yards, a little less than we've been used to, but something that's totally changed tonight from the rest of the season is the passing game. 5 of 12 for 162, 8 first downs. James Haynes 8 for 28. Julius Demetrius 5 for 12, and Marcus 2 for 8. Here's the big stat of the first half, Warren. Justin Pulowski, 4 catches, 152 yards.
Oh, my goodness.
A top 10 game. It's probably, I'm going to say, 4th or 5th best single game in Mount Carmel history, and he did this in his first start. And, well, you know, we cried about it last week. We wanted him to play, and he's earned his way in the field. He's doing an outstanding job tonight, and Shamokin doesn't know how to deal with it. I think it was a total surprise, much like his brother was 2 years ago down here when he powered his way to a Mount Carmel win.
Yeah, absolutely. Pulowski's definitely enjoyed Kemp Memorial Stadium. I'll say that for him. Really having a breakout night. You're right. Washaleski, let's not take anything away from Marcus as he's finally got it back together here. I mean, had a tough few games, but he is throwing the ball extremely well tonight.
Oh, the 2 out and ups that he threw, or the hook and goes and whatever, he just put the ball perfectly on the money, and he's just been there most of the night. And I'm just waiting for us to go back to the other side. The Moreaus are just, you know, once they start doubling or doing whatever else they want to do to take Pulowski out of the game, we have other receivers that can catch the ball. We'll just keep this whole thing honest, and I think we have the offensive team to be reckoned with.
Well, I'm a little surprised on the Shamokin Indian side of this. They're still playing a lot of man-to-man, which I'm wondering about now. I mean, obviously they don't have anybody that can cover them. They've had 3 different guys on them now. I would assume they got to start putting some help down there, but
Well, Warren, I think when Dave put so many people in a box to stop the run, you're pretty much man-to-man on the outside. There's not much else you can do with that. And unless he starts getting some help, you're right, they're going to have problems. But once they do that, they're going to be a guy short inside, and maybe we'll be able to go back to the run.
Well, I'm thinking, I'm saying to Wayne, my guess is we're going to get a healthy dose of Haynes to the right, Haynes to the left here in this second half with a 21-point lead.
Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be left and right because I think they're stacking the defense to the outside and making it more difficult to run outside, but I wouldn't be surprised to see us run up inside a little bit after we get the second half going. Because don't forget, if they start doubling, it'll be people extra outside, not inside. And it's just great to see this team come together like we all knew they could, and it's a breakout game for everybody, and I hope we can keep it up this half.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're playing the way we knew they were capable. The way they played at Lancaster Catholic, where they played so well there. I mean, not coming away with the win, but no mental mistakes tonight that have cost us anything. The Indians earned their score. And,
no, we had the one turnover on an interception, but it's much like a punt.
Yeah,
it was from deep down in our own territory, so it didn't hurt us. And we have 3 turnovers, 2 fumble recoveries, and an interception by Jared Morgan, and a real nice play that he made before the half here. And I can't say enough about the guys here. The guys are playing very well, Warren.
Yeah, I look forward to the second half of play here. Will we be talking to you at the end of the game then?
These guys just told me 3 minutes ago, so I suppose so.
we don't like to let you know things ahead of time here.
No, you didn't let me know. I ran all the way down there.
Yeah, well, how was that for a cheap laugh?
Well, I enjoyed it. I don't know about you. You probably did it when you got back up there.
He did.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See you after the game.
All right, thanks, Jose.
All right.
Have to see what the Indian adjustments are here. They, as we talked about it, they are locked up in man-to-man because Zielinski is putting 8 guys up in that box trying to stop the run. And as long as they continue to do that, it does not seem that they'll be able to stop our outside receivers. Now, Pulowski's the guy when Jose made a great point, Wayne. Pulowski, what a point do we go to the other side and Rose will be standing there alone. So they're going to have a tough time.
Well, when I went down, I talked to Jose. He said, don't be surprised when Shamokin comes out on the field that Savlov does not come over to cover Pulowski on the opposite side and put somebody else over with Morose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it'll be an interesting second half here. Again, the Tornadoes up 28-7.
And get the ball in this half.
So the Indians have their work cut out for them. They ran the ball, I thought, surprisingly well, 130-some yards on the ground in the first half. So the Indians did run the ball pretty well, but 19 yards passing, so they have been pretty one-dimensional here.
Yeah, Dorenzo did an excellent job for the Indians, I thought. There's a kid there that should be carrying the ball the whole second half for them. Great moving the ball down the field 5, 6, 7 yards. The Tornadoes are having a difficult time stopping him.
Yep. I mean, I'm surprised now. Coach Zielinski plays a lot of kids. I do like that about him. Everybody's in and out. He probably ran 5 different backs back there tonight in that backfield. So he gets a lot of playing time, but it looks to me like the guy with the speed and the moves is going to be number 34, Dorenzo.
Yeah.
He seems to be the go-to guy tonight. So I'd kind of hitch my wagon up to him and say, hey, take me wherever you can get me. And again, that running game, if they stay consistent, because he'll run an entire series, and then the next series he'll be out.
Yeah.
And they'll go back to more of a pounding game with Haddock and Forbes. Now, neither Haddock or Forbes are going to outrun you. I mean, they're going to run over you, but they're not going to outrun you. So it's an interesting decision that Coach Zielinski, I think, has to make here as he gets ready to start the second half of play is what do I do? Now, the other thing I know they're talking about over in the purple sideline is what do we do to get the passing game going?
Right.
We just are not getting the ball up in the air and throwing the ball with any kind of authority. Now, he had Savlov open a couple times.
Yes, he did.
Just couldn't get the ball to him.
Savlov, again, you're looking at him and Domansky on the track team, and, you're looking at 2 outstanding runners in the area, and, you get him motoring, and we've seen that already tonight, leaving the defender 5, 6, 7 yards behind him, but it's going to take Persing to get the ball to him in time.
Yep. All right, we're about ready to get this baby started here. Again, the coal bucket on the line here. It's been sitting at Mount Carmel Area High School for 11 years. And the Indians, although trailing here, have not forgotten that they'd like to get that back. So we'll see an exciting second half of football here from Kemp on an absolutely gorgeous, picture-perfect night for football. All right, Persing gets himself lined up. He'll do the kickoff duties for the Red Tornadoes. Haynes in the middle down there, flanked by Pulowski and DeMarco. And another dribbler goes up front down there, and that is number 42, McCullum. McCullum on a nice return by the up back all the way out to the 44-yard line.
Tariq Murphy making that, making the initial stop there. Good out open field tackle.
All right, now I see in the backfield now that number 13, the quarterback, Persing, is back there.
Yep.
And he's looks like he's in that corner spot. And you were right. Savlov, if that holds true, has moved over here now.
Yep.
So we'll see now. As Savlov, now you're right. No, because we're opposite now.
Right.
Yeah,
Persing is over
He'll
Pulowski.
lock up on Pulowski, but we'll go to Haynes to start the second half. And Haynes will pick up about a yard on the play. It'll bring up second down and 9. But there you saw it. Yeah, Persing now going to take his shot. He's about the fourth guy that they've sent out there to try to cover Pulowski tonight.
Brent Forbes, number 45, making the hit, along with Adam Dirk, number 51, from that tackle position on defense.
All right, Menepace will trot into the Red Tornado lineup with the play for Wasilewski. Red Tornadoes will be in no hurry here as they have a 21-point lead. They just want to, they'd be quite happy to leave here 28-7 not worry about it. In the I formation now. Pulowski out here to the left along the Red Tornado sideline, and it's Haynes. And Haynes is going to be stopped dead down there by number 58 for the Indians, Corey Kramer.
Yep.
And Corey Kramer must not have been blocked on that one because he smacked Haynes in the backfield. It's a loss on the play, and now it's third down and almost 13.
Corey Kramer coming in at 6'1", 235, junior. So we'll see him again next year.
Nice play by Kramer on that one. He came by untouched. He had a head of steam when he got into the backfield. All right, Pulowski comes out of the lineup now for the Red Tornadoes on a big third down play here as Wasilewski goes into the shotgun. Moroz and Kovaleski are the two wideouts, both of them here to the short side of the field to the Red Tornado side. Plenty of time. Wasilewski looks downfield and he throws. He's got Moroz. And Moroz is going to be about a yard. No, actually, Moroz may have the first down. Let me see where they plant it down first.
No, they move it back.
Ooh. But that still may be enough for a first down. Just hold on. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting spot because none of them were close to it when he went down.
Pressure by the Indians that time. Marcus had to pull the ball back down. Looks like he was going to run and threw it sort of off balance right into the middle of the field. And a great reception.
Marcus has definitely found his arm tonight, though, even under pressure. He zings the ball into Moroz for the first down. The ball in Indian territory now, just outside the Indian 45-yard line. Kovaleski will go in motion now towards the Indian sideline, and we look to throw again. And again, we find Moroz. And Moroz will go out of bounds down at the 37-yard line.
That's got to be
see the flag.
Motion on that. Somebody taking a few steps too soon towards the line of scrimmage, and I would say that was probably the man in motion.
So we go back exactly to what we talked about. They go back to Moroz now on the other side of the field.
Yep. Yeah. Illegal shift by Mount Carmel.
That'll bring the ball back out to, actually it's going to cross just over the 50-yard line back in the Red Tornado territory, where it'll be 1st and 15. The Red Tornado spreading the ball now all over the field.
Yeah, they're doing some maneuvering here, the Tornadoes and Shamokin Indian defense, trying to keep up, trying to shift to see, who can cover Pulowski.
Back to pass again and again. It's Pulowski, and Pulowski makes a nice move, and Pulowski on his feet all the way down to the Shamokin 37-yard line. Comes up about 2 yards short.
Yep, Brent Forbes, number 45, actually coming over from the linebacker position to make that tackle. After a great move, Pulaski has impressed with him tonight. He's really doing a great job. Really came into his own since the first game. Not seeing much playing time, but a little bit more as the games went on, and you can see what he's doing tonight.
He's a sophomore, so
yes, he is.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's call it third down. Let's call it a 3 because it's almost 3 yards for the and it's Haynes. And Haynes darts upfield, and Haynes.
Stop. He had the first down.
Haynes had the first down and gave it up almost there as he turned. So it'll bring up 4th down. The Red Tornadoes, I assume, will go for it here.
Yeah.
Let's see where they place the ball down finally. Ooh.
Demetrius, number 28, putting a great block.
No gain on the play now where they set the ball down.
Boy.
So DeMarco now looks like he's going to run into the lineup and bring Haynes out. He'll bring the play in, but Haynes needed to get his shoulder squared and just keep going upfield there. That's he would have picked it up. I mean, they're keying on Haynes. He's got little room, and that's okay. I think the Red Tornadoes knew that going into this, that Haynes was going to have some trouble running when you're trying to run against 8 guys. All right, DeMarco now in the deep set of the I formation. And we go back to throw. He's under pressure, gets away from it,
picks
and
up
got
more.
tons of room. Wachaleski's loose in the Shamokin backfield, and he smartly goes out of bounds all the way down about the 13-yard line. A great run by Marcus Wachaleski, and he has absolutely turned himself around here. I mean, doing everything right tonight is number 7, Marcus Wachaleski.
You know, your heart goes up in your throat a little bit when you see him take off, because you have to remember last year in the Bloomsburg game he got hurt in the second half and we lost him for the rest of the season. But boy, what a heads-up play by Marcus to take it around that side. Although we had the left side flooded on the offense.
All right, it's 1st and 10 from the 12, and it's Demetrius. And Demetrius will go down around the 10-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Red Tornadoes. And they pressure the Indians very quickly here again. There's 7:46 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play here. Haynes comes back into the lineup. We're going to give Demetrius a yard on the play out to about the 11. So let's say 2nd and 9. Haynes lone back. Look how deep Haynes is lined up, and we pitch it to Haynes, and that's why he was so deep as we tried to get some room there. And Haynes, if he could have turned, it was a touchdown.
Yep.
He stopped and tried to turn on the turf and went out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Or is he at the 10? At the 10.
Mike Zielinski, number 9, coming up from the strong safety position to make the hit there that time. And that sort of put Haynes a little off kilter with his center of gravity. And, of course, when he tried to make the turn, his feet kicked down from underneath him.
Had he made the turn, he would have scored.
Yep.
He just couldn't get himself to stay in bounds there. So they placed the ball. He went out of bounds now finally to place it at the 9-yard line. So we'll call it 3rd down and 6 for the Red Tornadoes as they go back into an I formation. They have one receiver out, and that is Morose. He's looking for Morose, and he has Morose, and Morose couldn't hold on.
And we got a flag.
He had Morose in the end zone, and Morose couldn't hold on.
We have a flag here on the play. Morose has to catch that. You're right, Coach.
Now we have a really good receiver downfield.
It's a little tough to call when you're.
So that, you don't see that very often.
No.
Especially when you're at the 9, but we did. So they decline it, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Red Tornadoes with the ball on the 9. Pulowski comes in with the play along with DeMarco. And so there we have it. It's 4th down and 6.
We're putting all the speedsters in.
From the Indian 9.
Goins comes out from that tight end position. Haynes comes out from that fullback or the halfback position now.
Again, the other side of the coin here is the Red Tornadoes continue to chew up time.
Yes.
They go into a full house backfield, but it's a full house backfield pretty much with the. Now they shift out of that. DeMarco comes in motion, and we go back to pass right up the middle, and there's a stoppage of play on the field, a penalty flag down at the 10, and it's going to go against the Red Tornadoes. So the Red Tornadoes struggling here now as they got close. It'll bring up 4th down now and 12 probably from around the 14. This is a tough call.
Yeah,
now.
it is.
I'm not sure what you're calling here.
Kanovich is going in. I think he's going in to help block a little bit.
So Morose trots back in. Haynes trots back in. Haynes actually has the play, and we'll see how they line up here. on the 4th and 12 from the 14. They got to get down to right around the 2-yard line for a first down. They go into a heavy backfield set with only one receiver, and that's Moroz. And Moroz is out to the right. They pitch it to Haynes, and Haynes throws it to Moroz, and it's intercepted. Intercepted down along the 5-yard line by.
I don't know. I don't see
Persing, Wayne? Was it Persing that intercepted?
I don't know. I don't see who. It might have been Zielinski. Mike Zielinski, number 9, makes the interception there. Ball for Shamokin is now on the 5-yard line. They would have had it if he would have just downed the ball. They would have had it up on the 12.
All right, 1st and 10. Indians on the interception actually from Haynes. It wasn't from Wachaleski. Haynes throws the interception. 7:04, the clock stopped here to get ready for the Indian possession. All right, you got Dorenzo in that deep set in front of Haddock. And it's Dorenzo. And Dorenzo trying to pick up some yards. Dorenzo's loose.
Look at this kid.
Look at Dorenzo. Dorenzo broke loose. Dorenzo's loose. It's going to take Goins if he can. And Goins will chase him down.
Look at that.
Goins saves the touchdown, but Dorenzo all the way in to Red Tornado territory down at the Red Tornado 35-yard line.
Where was this kid in the first half? There was a whole quarter that Dorenzo should have carried the ball for Shamokin.
A 60-yard run by Dorenzo inside the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Indians as they come roaring back after stopping the Red Tornado threat. Here you saw the speed of Goins, though. You see the speed here.
Goins, you're right. You know, a lot of people wonder why the coaches want these kids to go out for track. Now there's Goins. He's also a track person running the 4x100.
All right, Haddock in front of Dorenzo again and again. Dorenzo and Dorenzo running with a.
He's running with a vengeance.
Yep, Goins will make the stop, but. Dorenzo, with the amount of force he had going forward, picks up a couple extra yards even after he's hit.
Yep.
Chicatano will come out of the game as his helmet got knocked off, and he's going to take a breather, so we'll have a timeout on the field as they attend to the linebacker Chicatano. So Dorenzo running like a wild man here tonight, number 34 for the Indians. He is a sophomore.
Yep.
190 pounds, about 6'1", so he's a good physical athlete, and he runs with authority when he gets himself up and down the field.
Number 40, Doug Kraniak, is in for the Tornadoes. Looks like he's taking that position for Chicatano.
Yeah, Chicatano will have to come out of the game here as they attend to him. And his helmet got knocked off in the middle of the play, so I think he might have got hit there as they're looking at him, at his face there. He lost his helmet on the hit, and he's coming off there. And he's fine. He looks like he's okay. Easy for me to say, you lose your helmet, get hit, and he's okay. But like I said, Phil's probably thinking this helmet's optional anyway. Knowing him.
He'd rather play
Phil's
without
tough.
it.
Phil's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Phil, the helmet only gets in his way sometimes.
Yep.
All right. Again, the same formation. Persing talking to Haddock. They'll line up. Nothing fancy here, folks. And it is.
Look at this.
Dorenzo again. And now we can't stop Dorenzo.
Yep. There's some good blocking up in the middle of that line for Shamokin at this point. Really putting a hole in that defensive line for the Tornadoes. And you're giving it to Dorenzo, who has a head of steam, and he's picking up some big yardage here.
Ball down at the Red Tornado. Let's see, we're down around the 17-yard line. Same formation again, and it's Dorenzo the other way. And this time the Reds, no! He was stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he got up and kept going. And it'll take Kovaleski.
I'm trying to see who
bring him down.
I didn't see who made the. Oh, it was Johnson. Eric Johnson made that initial hit.
Yeah.
That was a hard stick. Right at the line of scrimmage.
Another Tornado down on the field now, so another timeout as Doc Greco sprints out to him. And we'll take some time here to get him ready. Demetrius will go into the lineup to take his place. But the Indians now threatening as they are now down on the 10-yard line, and it is all on the back of Mr. Dorenzo.
Yeah, so playing some great football here. You can see this kid's heart's in the game. He's running tough.
Scores 28-7. There's 5:31 remaining here in the third quarter of play at Kemp. And they're taking their time with the down tornado. Give me a chance again to remind you folks about Supper Club every Thursday night. Tomorrow night, 6:15, the back room in Matucci's. Talk about the Shamokin game, and we'll talk about the upcoming blockbuster game against the Bloomsburg Panthers as they come to the Silver Bowl for the first time in a very, very long time. In fact, it might have been in the late 60s was the last time we saw a Bloomsburg team in the Silver Bowl.
Yep.
That's Haynes. That was the guy down. Haynes is up, and Haynes is gingerly walking off the field, but he looks like he'll be okay. So time will go back in. They ball at the 10. It's second down and 3 from the 10. Well, I'll tell you, nothing fancy from the Indians here.
No.
Whatever they found, they are just bowling through the defensive line right now, and Dorenzo running like a madman out there, picking up chunks of yardage with Haddock in front of him blocking.
Yeah, and it's just straight ahead blocking. There's no trap plays, no nothing.
No.
They're going straight ahead. This is Coal Region football right here. Run it right down your throat. You stop us.
Dorenzo again, and Dorenzo will take it all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Pick up of a first down.
Johnson, number 35, getting off the pile down there. He had some help, I believe, from Kraniak, or McCullum. All right, Steck and Drasky go in now to add some beef to that defensive line here as they go back into, again, the same formation, only now they're a little bit wider to the right than they were in the first two. And it's Dorenzo again, and why not? And Dorenzo takes it in, and he earned every ounce of these points. As the Indians are on the scoreboard again now at the 4:57 mark. It's 28-13 with the extra point to follow, but the Red Tornadoes better find out how to stop the running game all of a sudden. They had the running, they ran pretty well against us in the first half, but mixed it up a lot. Now they're not. There's no threat of a pass here. They're just running the ball right at us, and they're doing it very successfully.
Yeah.
And they're up over 200 yards on the ground now.
Yeah, this is not a team right here that you're down 14 points after this extra point.
He puts it up, and it is good.
So you're down 2 scores, and the way they moved the ball quickly down the field didn't take much time off. If I was the defensive coordinator for the Tornadoes, I'd be a little bit worried and try to readjust here.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There's something, the Indians are doing something, they're doing something, but basically they're just manhandling.
Right.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here. They're just pounding at us.
Yep.
All right, the Red Tornadoes get lined up here. I can hear the warnings from up above me here. Watch the onside kick.
Well, they haven't kicked downfield. They've kicked to the second crew every time. They do not want the ball to get into James Haynes' hands or in Pulowski's hands because James has broke 1 or 2 already this year and scored.
All right, we'll see what Coach Linsky has in store for us here as Persing puts the ball on the tee, and we'll get ready to signal that he's ready. This game, everything we thought it would be, and then some here in the battle for the coal bucket. And Persing says, I'm ready, and he now lets it rip.
Lets it down to Haynes.
Down at the 12-yard line, and Haynes upfield now, and a nice return by Haynes as he'll cross over the 30-yard line out to about the 33-yard line, where will be 1st and 10 Tornadoes. A 20-yard return, 21-yard return by Haynes.
Okay, now you have to see if the Tornadoes now can overcome the adjustment now that they have made on defense for the Shamokin Indians. They've moved Persing over to cover Pulowski. Of course, Savlov is still on Moreau's number 9.
Okay, Pulowski and Moreau's now go out, and they keep Persing over here. It's an end around to Pulowski. Pulowski looking for some room, and he's not going to find any. The Indians are all over him. Persing making the play.
Made the play that time. He came up from that corner position and stayed his ground. He saw the pitch back. The motion was going to the right, and it was a pitch to Pulowski coming around on the reverse. And Persing makes a great stop. Loss of about good 4 yards that time.
2nd and 15 now, back at the 29-yard line of the Red Tornadoes, and they better get some offense rolling here and give that defense a little bit of a rest. Pulowski now back in that position that he did so much damage from. They look to him right away. This time it goes through his fingers. A little bit high.
Yeah. Even though Persing is watching Pulowski, he's giving Pulowski enough room to make his move to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And again, those are the plays that Marcus must take a little bit off.
All right, a big 3rd down now. 3rd and 15 for the Red Tornadoes. Washleski back to pass, takes a short drop, looks around. He's pointing downfield. He's trying to get Moroz to move, and he does. And Moroz cuts up field. Moroz has got plenty of room. He got a block from Pulowski, and he's tiptoeing along the sideline into Indian territory down at the Indian 35-yard line. There you saw, that was Washleski, really.
You see Marcus again. That's the old Marcus Washleski. Yeah. The general back there directing traffic to get Moroz into the open spot for the reception.
Did you ever wonder, though, when he's back there and he's pointing at Moroz, what's the defensive guy think what does he think he's pointing at? I mean, you ever wonder how a guy gets, not particularly this play, but any play, he points to him like, what if the defensive guy not think he should go where he's pointing or what? Haynes. And Haynes has got himself a ball of steam going there. Haynes inside the 30, down to the Indian 33-yard line.
That's the James Haynes we saw the last couple of weeks. Get that ball, and he's through the line of scrimmage in a split second.
Yeah, Haynes, I saw him on the sideline a little while ago, and he looked really frustrated, like, give me this thing. Let me do something here. So he has his best run of the night. He picks up by 8 yards on the play. It's a 2nd down now, and 2 for the Red Tornadoes. McCracken comes into that offensive line.
Number 89, Quinn does.
He'll come out here with Pulowski to the left.
Now we got slot here again.
But it's Haynes. Haynes will pick up those 2 yards and then some. And it's 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes inside the 25-yard line down at the 24.
Now you see you're starting to get the matchup again with Pulowski as you're watching when he came over into the slot. They couldn't figure out on defense who was supposed to watch him this time.
All right. The big guy, number 48, Kanovich, into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. He'll be in there as a linebacker, or as a fullback in front of Haynes now. As now we go wide to the right. And it's Haynes following Kanovich, and Haynes has got himself free, and Haynes picks up more big yardage down to the 15-yard line.
That's going to be, I don't know if that's close or not. They don't have the chains down.
Should be about a yard short when it's all said and done. Yeah, he picks up 9 on the play. It's 2nd and 1.
Nice run by Haynes. You see, as soon as he got through the line of scrimmage there, he veered to his left and then back to his right again. He has a great perception of what's going on the field.
Okay, now we come wide to the left. We have Morgan and McCracken out there, but it's Haynes. And Haynes bullying his way down to the 10-yard line.
Stoppage of clock to move the chains, get them straightened out here. There's 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of play.
And he'll pick the 1st down up just outside the 10. Just outside, but enough to make it 1st and 10. They can get a 1st down around the half-yard mark.
This happened a number of times tonight.
Yeah. Haynes comes out of the ball game now with an equipment problem that he's decided to just
you're
throw
right.
something away or whatever. So
Get him
he's
back
now, he's
in.
now throwing equipment away now. And the Red Tornadoes want to call a timeout.
Good
they did
call.
not have the setup they wanted or
Well,
the personnel.
Not the personnel. They need Haynes back in this football game. He's picking up 5 yards on a carry. He's the one you need in there.
Haynes like a wild man on the sideline
Yes,
here.
he
I'm not
is.
sure what his problem is at the moment here, but he is just pacing back and forth. He took I guess the rib protector is what that was that he took off and threw it down on the sideline when he came out. Now they look like they're going to keep him on the sideline at least for this play, but you wonder because he's a lot like the Dorenzo kid right now. Put it on his shoulders now and let him run and he'll do it for you. You know what I mean? He's pretty much guaranteeing you 5 yards at a clip pretty much now. He's fresh. He was not used that much in the first half as they keyed on him, so he went to a passing game, so he's got his legs under him still. He can do some damage. There's a minute 26 remaining in the third quarter of play here. The score 28-14. The Red Tornadoes with a first down just outside the Indian 10-yard line as Coach Brennan trots off after he spoke to his troops. All right, they're going to come out in a heavy backfield now. DeMarco will be the deepest back of the crew, and it's going to be a motion. It's a motion penalty, and that's a killer. That is a killer penalty. It's going to move the ball back 5 yards. It'll be first and 15 now, from just outside the 15-yard line. So they changed the backfield setup now as they go back in here on the first and 15.
Haynes goes back in.
What do you got, Mike? What do you got?
All right, now they come out.
Full backfield. They got Kanovich back
They're
there.
coming back in a heavy formation
Yep.
again. The ref was talking to the Shamokin sideline about something, and now they're looking. I don't know. They're trying to maybe put something on the clock. I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. He's trying to. All right, now he sets himself. So we're ready to get back into play here after a longer than usual timeout, and we are still in that heavy backfield. Now Haynes, the deep back in the heavy backfield. We throw it out to Haynes on a pitch. Haynes is going to make the cut.
Makes the
and
cut
Haynes
and
has made
to
the
outside.
cut. Haynes is loose, and Haynes fumbled the ball, or no,
He
it
was
was out
out
of
of
bounds
bounds.
down. I said the ball went loose, and he left it loose as he went out of bounds. He's down at the 1 yard line. And now it's interesting enough to see how far at the 1 yard line he is. Is he enough for the first down? Because he could still get a first down around the 1 yard line. So let's see where they
Second
mark it
down.
out. It's all the way at the other end of the stadium. So let me see when they get up closer to where I can see it. It looks like he's closer to the 2 where they're going to set it down, if that's where the guy is standing. Let's see. He makes the turn, puts it. All right, he's inside the 1 and the 2. It brings up second down and just about 1. He has to get to the half-yard mark for a first down and a yard and a half for the touchdown. Again, Haynes, the deep back in a full house backfield, and they're going to run Haynes right at this crew and see if they can stop him. We're signaling,
Well,
if nothing else, he has to have the first down. I
He's
wasn't
gotta
sure if
be
he got
so
into the
close.
touchdown or not, but he's going to have the first down. I don't know how he didn't get in there,
I
to
don't
tell you
know
the
either.
truth. That's odd.
Mike, let the clock run a little bit here.
All right, they get. All right, yeah, okay, there he is. So, yeah, now he did. I said he had to get to the half-yard mark. He's at the half-yard mark. First and half the yard for the touchdown. First and goal from the half-yard line as Morgan goes into the lineup now. And we can hear the Red Tornado coaches above us saying, run the clock, let the clock run for a while. And, again, the Red Tornadoes want to do that. They don't want to see Dorenzo running at him again in his fourth quarter. And they're going to shortly here as they line up. 51 seconds, 50 in the third quarter of play. And Wasilewski did not get in. He quarterback sneaked and he didn't get in.
Nope.
They stopped him. That was a good surge from the left side of the Shamokin defense.
Great play. It looked like Adam Dirk was in there. He made the initial push there, and Corey Kramer, number 58, from that side.
So a half-yard line. Now it's still at the half-yard line.
Yep.
But that's a nice defensive stand. And the Red Tornadoes are going to let the clock run out here in the third quarter and switch fields. And I'm talking about the longest walk you can possibly make from one quarter to the next. This is it, as the ball is inside the 1 yard line. So that will bring an end to the third quarter of play here at Kemp Memorial with the score of the Red Tornadoes 28, the Indians 14, with the Red Tornadoes on the half-yard line, and they have a second down. Also give you a chance, again, those of you who are listening to the audio webcast tonight, you are listening to it courtesy of WKMC-TV, Mount Carmel Area High School, and you're listening to it on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. Good to have you back after the big weekend.
Big weekend.
Young Wayne getting married last weekend, and we missed you in the booth. Mark came in, did a great job.
I heard he did it. There was a lot of comments about how well he did, and everybody enjoyed it, and I appreciate him stepping in.
He actually asked for more money.
Did he really?
Yeah.
And they probably gave it to him, didn't they?
Well, I'd say that I think he got as much as you did.
Really?
I think he gets paid the same amount we all do. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure of that now. I mean, he threw a little bit of a fit there, and then he got a water, and I think they was happy then.
Oh, they gave him a water.
I think he got a water, and that pretty much.
We have to pay for a water.
Yeah, well, I put a formal grievance in.
Oh, did you?
And I'm waiting for my union steward to call me.
Okay.
I'm not sure when that's going to happen.
Is Hampton our union steward?
I believe Robin's our union steward,
she?
and I'm waiting for her to get back to me on this.
All right.
All right, again, we go into the full house backfield from the half-yard line. Marcus says, I'm going to try this again.
No, and he didn't do it.
And Marcus did that time. He fought his way in, and it's a touchdown. Yep. That's a hard a fight as it gets there. Now, number 40 was the guy that he was fighting with, Nick Domansky, and he just wouldn't give up and wouldn't give up. So Wasilewski, number 7, takes it in from a half yard, and the Red Tornadoes return to the scoreboard. Now the score 34-14, and we look like we're going to kick the extra point. We're going to try a 1-point conversion here, although we're going to try it with a new kicker. DeMarco is going to attempt the extra point. As I said, the kicking game is still one of the interesting moments for us, and now we'll see.
By the end of the year, I think everybody on the roster gets to kick.
So we'll see DeMarco take his shot at it. DeMarco a straight-on guy, and I'll tell you what, DeMarco put it up hard. Straight on kicker.
Yep.
Bring back Luke Rosa.
Bobby York.
Yeah,
Bring
Bobby
back
York.
Bobby.
Bring back Bobby York. So DeMarco, his first extra point attempt of the year, is good. And the score now 35-14 in the very early seconds of the fourth quarter. The Red Tornadoes getting ready to kick off.
Again, where was DeMarco before?
Yeah,
hey,
he had a lot of leg on him there.
Yeah, he did.
But, I mean, you don't know is like, what has he done in practice all the time? It's like, has he kicked guys in the back of the head? I mean, I don't know why we haven't seen him, but usually there's a good reason. Now, there's a guy, though. I mean, he put a lot of leg into that thing. He hit it square on and did a nice job of it, so maybe we'll see more of him. Yeah, we'll see more of him maybe. I don't know. Now, Menepace will do the kickoff. So we see him. We'll have 3 different kickers. Menepace will kick off. Wasilewski will punt, and DeMarco will do the extra points. So we're a multi-talented kicking game when it comes to how many guys are doing things here.
Oh, look at this.
What
Good
a kick all the way down to the 10-yard line where Dorenzo will start up field. And Dorenzo brought down in there hard by number 47 for the Red Tornadoes, Matt Dietz.
Good hit by Dietz, number 47.
You got to admit, this turf is excellent for watching numbers and things. Everything's so clear when you're looking out here.
This is fantastic. What a great field. People just don't realize how nice this field is.
Oh, it really is. It just makes everything easier to do. All right, the ball is sitting at the Shamokin area 26-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. They go right back into that same lineup. You got Haddock in front of number 34 there, Dorenzo. You got the run support there. You got to move. You got to make your move up the field from the defensive side of the ball there. You got to learn that. But we didn't give him a lot of run support there.
My goodness, there was a hole there that.
Yeah, he picks up a first down. It's an 11-yard run on the first down. But again, we did not react to him at all. We need to move up field and make the tackle. All right, we have a stoppage of play here. I tell you what, we're going to have to call our helmet manufacturer and find out what's happening to our helmets.
Where's
like
Eric?
5 or 6 helmets have gone
Where's
bad
Eric
on us.
at?
Yeah, where's Eric at? Eric's our helmet guy. We're going to have to have a long talk with Eric Schlegel, the equipment guy here. See what he's been doing with those helmets. All right. Again, Dorenzo. It's a healthy dose of Dorenzo.
Yep.
Brought it down in there by number 64, John Long, for the Red Tornadoes, but he's up over the 40-yard line, out to the 41-yard line.
There you go. That time, Coach Z mixes it up a little bit. He ran straight up the middle that time, right over Conrad Kaler, their center.
4-yard gain at 2nd and 6 now for the Indians. But they are having their way with the defensive line of the Red Tornadoes. Every play now is 4 or 5 yards. All right, Busan goes to the other side now, along with Savlov, so they'll be split out now to Persing's right. And this time, wow, what a hit by Shikatano. Oh my, like a bullet. Number 50 comes in. Phil Shikatano.
I'll tell you what, you people on the website, I wish you could have seen that.
I wish you could have seen that hit.
Oof.
Oh my, like a bullet. Did he see that play coming or what? A loss on the play back to the 38-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down now and 10 for the Indians.
Shikatano.
Whew. What a bullet that was. All right. Persing will bring him up now. Oddly enough, the Indians are not in much of a hurry here, which is surprising to them. They're taking forever to get up to the line of scrimmage. They now go into a one-back set back there, and he fakes it and he rolls out under pressure, and he was trying to hit Dorenzo down there, but he had a lot of pressure down there from Goins and number 35 for the Red Tornadoes, Johnson, and ends up throwing the ball in the dirt, and the Indians will be punting.
I think the Tornadoes were sort of looking for a screen pass that time to the outside.
Yeah.
But put some pressure. You know, that Eric Johnson's playing that linebacker position. He came in, he blitzed him to give him some, give Persing some pressure that time, make him look for the receiver.
All right, now we have a guy in motion, and they fake the punt. He looks downfield, and he throws. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Shikatano, though.
Yes.
Now, I'll tell you what. If you're faking a punt, don't put a guy in motion. I'm sorry.
Right,
as soon as he goes in motion, everybody knows we're not punting now.
We're not punting. But Shikatano, I was hoping Shikatano would have intercepted.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, that would have been a perfect night for the kid.
He's had himself a whale of a football game tonight, Phil Shikatano. But I'm sorry. If you're going to fake the punt, do not put a guy in motion. Everybody in the stand yelled fake punt. So you're going to try to surprise somebody. That's not the way.
And he was open. It wasn't like he was covered. Without that motion, that kid would have been down the field.
Yeah. All right, 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes from the Indian 38-yard line. And it's DeMarco. And DeMarco will take it down to about the 35-yard line. Gain of
two, maybe.
Maybe two. Let's see where they put it.
A yard and a half.
No. He's actually more than 2. A little more than 2 yards on the play, so we'll call it 2nd and 8. Again, the Red Tornadoes now going to pound time, 9:17 and counting.
And that's what he's going to do, you know.
82 and
T.J. Hiroman.
Saw Hiroman last week. Wayne played a good game last week. In and out of the ball game and made some nice plays. Now we go trips right here now, and we fake it, and it's Demetrius, and Demetrius one guy tripped up Demetrius down around the 29-yard line, or he would have scored.
Yep, great play.
I saw that exact play in the Miami A&M game.
Oh, really?
Exact same play. Now, I saw that play once last week from us. We did run that play last week. So that's
I think the week before we ran it, we tried it once,
a little bit of a wrinkle for us there.
A little bit of a wrinkle, but,
he was close.
What you really need is you need a great fake by your quarterback, and Marcus does an excellent job with that. Because not only you're faking with your right hand, you got the ball in your left hand, and you have to be handing it off at the same time. You know, I mean, it's not an easy play.
All right, 3rd and a short 2 now for the Red Tornadoes. Split 2 guys out to the right, and the Indians have jumped offside, and that will be a 1st down. And I'll say he must have had a great count on that, because it wasn't just one Indian. It was like 4 of them that jumped off at the same time. So he must have changed his cadence a little bit and drew them offside. So they mark the penalty off, and now the ball goes inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. Just under 8 minutes now to play in this ball game. The score 35-14, Red Tornadoes.
TJ Hiroman wide right. Moreau's in the slot.
DeMarco with the ball. DeMarco's loose, and DeMarco, look at DeMarco. DeMarco takes it in a 24-yard run by the Red Tornadoes, and they're back on the scoreboard again. The score now 41-14, and DeMarco made a nice run. Great blocking up front. He made a couple of moves in the backfield, and he was in.
Your groupies are waving to you.
Elaine and Marie. They're my girls from Supper Club. They're the girls from Supper Club. Yes, they are. They're regulars. All right, DeMarco in to attempt his second extra point, and he booted a nice one the first time around. So let's see how he does the second time. And we have a penalty flag. Lou Groza Jr., and he automatically marks it back. He already knew it was against us. So we'll see now how he does it from the 7.
Well, actually, he's kicking the extra point from the 15-yard line.
He's going to kick from the 15 now.
Right.
My question there is,
25. It's a 25-yard
Yeah, 25-yard attempt, yeah. Do we get him one of those square-toed shoes?
Well.
Snap is down and up. Ooh. Tried to get a little bit too much under that one, and it's not going to be any good. So the score will remain 41-14 at the 7:39 mark. You know what? It doesn't hurt to have a couple of groupies. I'm down at the at the Crab Fest the day after your wedding.
Right, exactly.
Down at the Crab Fest, and I don't eat a lot of hard-shelled crabs, but I go down there, and the Shamokin, of course, the benefits of Shamokin Area Community Hospital. It's a great day. I mean,
is it?
Oh my goodness.
Is that down at Craniac? Huh?
Yeah. So I'm down there eating hard shells, and Stephanie Niglio, who I know forever, is watching me. And finally got so frustrated watching me eat those crabs the way I do it that she took them from me and cleaned them for me. Now, she thought I'd be embarrassed by that, but I wasn't. I was okay with that.
Well, anybody that's listening knows that's not in your vocabulary. Embarrassment?
No,
I'm sorry.
But she could clean them so quick. I said, Stephanie, oh my goodness, she was like a machine. She brought her own utensils and everything. I talk about being prepared. She's watching me. We squib kick it down, picked up and down at the 27-yard line, number 88 down there for the Indians, and that's
Ford.
Nathan Ford, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I was laughing. She said, "Give me those things for crying out loud." All right, it's 1st and 10 for the Indians now from their own 27. They'll line up. We have Pulowski in the defensive backfield now for the Red Tornadoes. He replaces Kowaleski at the corner here as the Indians come out. And Persing is going to go into a shotgun formation. We have not seen a lot of this tonight from the Indians, but he will go into a shotgun, so we look for a pass here. And under pressure immediately, and he is brought down by the Red Tornadoes.
I'm trying to see who that was.
Number 48.
48 that was.
Probably getting off the bottom there would be 48.
Kanovich.
Yeah, Kanovich is the guy that brings him down. So pushes the ball back to the back to the 24 or 26-yard line.
Loss
or so.
of yard.
Say a yard loss on the play as he moved up on the sack, but still a sack for the Red Tornadoes. Clock continues to tick, 7:09 and counting here in the fourth quarter at beautiful Kemp Memorial Stadium. Had some great French fries over at the Hillside group over there, the concession stand. Hillside Coaches concession stand.
Yep. Great bunch of guys. Support their Indians.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Persing under instant pressure and brought down immediately down there by number 42, McCullum.
Yeah,
McCullum was there like a bullet. I mean, Persing never turned around when he got tackled.
Never had the chance to even turn around to see if someone was there. McCullum was already hanging on his back.
Big loss on the play now. It'll be 3rd down now, and let's see, 3rd down and about 23 almost for the first down. The ball back at just outside the 15-yard line of the Indians. So nothing going right for the Indians now. They had a great drive there to start the second half and have now gone downhill offensively as they are struggling mightily. If Persing will go back into the shotgun, I assume we'll see him stay there pretty much the rest of the game. Again, we blitz right up the middle. He's under all kinds of pressure. A screen pass. And
56.
Well, he threw it to a guard.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's Conrad Kaler.
Yeah. He's the center.
He's an ineligible receiver. He threw it. And you know what? The way Kaler caught it, you would have thought he was the guy intended for it. He just took off upfield. But the flags are down, and that'll be a loss of down, if I'm not mistaken, for the Indians. But Kaler, he never even winced. He just kept the ball and kept running. Persing must have been confused there because he threw it right at him. I mean, it wasn't like he stepped in front. He threw it right at him, and he took the ball. But I'll tell you what, if you weren't paying attention, you would have thought he was the receiver they were going for. So Kaler gets his moment of glory as a center and gets his first reception of his career. All right, it's 4th down on the loss. It's 4th, and you don't even know how long. Persing he's punting out of his end zone now and gets a nice high punt. The Red Tornadoes will let it drop. It's going to drop short, but take an Indian bounce all the way up to the Indian 40-yard line. 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes, and Persing did a nice job to get it out of the end zone.
Yes, he did. That's a heck of a kick. He was about 8 yards into the end zone. He gets it all the way out to about the 40-yard line. So, hat off to Persing for, taking the pressure and making a great kick.
All right, the Red Tornadoes will come back on offense. Roman trots into that Red Tornado lineup, along with number 14, Demko, going in on offense, which we don't see very often. I believe Demko's going to be the quarterback.
He'll be the quarterback for the rest of the game here. 5 minutes and 28 seconds left.
So Demko, number 14, Trevor Demko in at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes, and he will hand it off to DeMarco. And DeMarco will take the ball down to the 36-yard line. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Red Tornadoes. Demko in there at quarterback. Last week we saw Stewart go in, the freshman who everybody's raving about, but Stewart got hurt the following Monday, and we may not see him.
Oh, you mean at the freshman game?
For quite some time. So that's why you're seeing Demko. Now, Demko, give him a lot of credit. Demko was really sick this week. I mean, they said like deathly sick this week. They weren't sure what he was going to do, and I give him some credit. He was in and out of the game a little bit tonight, but now you see him going in as quarterback and give Wasilewski a
24.
A break.
Matt Hepler is the tailback. Has the ball.
Hepler has the ball, and Hepler will squirt up field for a couple of yards on the play. About 2 yards short of the first down at the Indian 32-yard line. So 3rd and 2 now for the Red Tornadoes. And again, they could care less now other than just let that time run off. 4:17 and counting here for the end of the ball game.
Take your 25 seconds.
Nothing fancy here in the I formation. He now tells Kanovich to stay there. And that was bungled up from the start. They obviously had a different play in mind than what they ran. And Kanovich going to try to move Kanovich, and he thought, stay where you are. And Kanovich obviously went the opposite way of where the play went. I don't know which one of them were wrong now. I don't know who was confused on what they called, but it'll bring up 4th down now. Now it's 4th down and 3.
Kanovich is waiting.
Yes, Kanovich is sitting there saying, okay, now what were we doing on that play?
Mark Minnick is in. Number 3 for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, and 3:13 and counting. The score 41-14 in favor of the Red Tornadoes here in the Coal Bucket game.
Number 10, Adam Juraski is in.
Hepler carrying the ball, stopped by number 22, Chickatano for the Indians, along with some help from number 58, Corey Kramer. Wow. We actually got this on hand paper today. I like that, on hand drawing paper. I'm impressed with these guys.
Almost looks like toilet paper to me.
Now, Hopefully they think I can read this too. Unless there's some reference to wings that they don't seem to be
Yeah,
getting enough of. I don't
We
know.
want wings.
I think this crew's turning ugly on us. All right, there's a timeout on the field, and that'll give me a perfect chance here to talk about tonight's crew and the guys that brought you this game, really. On the cameras, we had Robin Hampton, Aaron McPhee, Len Urin, and Cody Minnig. The still photographers were Paige Schaffler and Alexis Rhodes. On the grips, we had Nicole Purcell, Tyrus Twine, and Kelly Flynn, and master control tonight, Dave Hummel. So they're the group that really makes this possible, folks. I will never be able to say enough good things about them. You are seeing a professional production here by kids. There's not a senior in the group. One senior on our crew this year. This is one of the youngest groups we've seen come through in a long time. So my hat's off to them. Of course, my hat's off to Dave McPhee, the guy who actually runs this whole circus from week to week and
puts it all together.
Keeps us in doing whatever we're supposed to be doing, or
keeps
at least
us out of trouble.
As close to what we're supposed to be doing as we can. All right, the Indians come back out on the field now, and the Indians will have a new quarterback. Playing quarterback for the Shamokin area Indians, number 16 is Edward Taylor, a junior. Taylor hands off down there to Marcheski, and Marcheski tackled well down there by number 68 for the Red Tornadoes, Izzy Boozer.
Yep. Great play, and Marcheski's back in the ball game now, running in that halfback position.
Pick up about one on the play. It's 2nd down and 9. 2:38 and counting here as both teams have now substituted their first line and have gone onto their bench a little bit. Wayne will try to give you some of the Shamokin guys as they're in and out.
Number 16 again at Taylor. He is the quarterback. Joe Chancellor, number 59, we see out there.
Running back
Leo Maroli, number 21.
Number 12 is Henley in there also. In fact, 12 carrying the ball now. Henley for the Indians as they string Henley out. Henley make a nice play, but was buried by the Red Tornadoes down there.
72, Tim Shuey in the ball game. Keith Miller, number 60 for the Indians.
63, Billy Stewart down along the play for the Red Tornadoes down there.
Justin Craw, number 44.
Number 15 for the Red Tornadoes calling the defensive signals is Brent Osowski actually down. Take a look at the size of him. Brent Osowski is listed on the program as 5'9", 105 pounds. He's calling. Look where he's playing, by the way.
Middle linebacker.
Yes, he's playing linebacker. I thought you might enjoy that.
Yep, monster
105 pounds in there playing linebacker, taking no crap from anybody. Quarterback, I believe, was going to go back to pass. I'm not sure where that play was heading to, but he'll be brought down in there.
Number 71 making an initial hit for the Tornadoes, Justin Augustine. Good play.
Ahmad Abumar into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes.
Keith Casella, number 30 in.
Can you believe they gave me this lineup on a hand towel? These guys get this stuff.
Mitchell Matlevich, number 78 in for the Tornadoes, playing that right tackle position.
All right, it's 4th and 11 now for the Indians. Ball's on their 35-yard line. Back to pass, and he gets his man. A nice pass. I believe that's number 44, Justin Craw, and he should have enough for the first down. 16 seconds, and he's stopped by Osowski, the 105-pound linebacker. Look at 15 in there, having the time of his life down there. Osowski's a sophomore. So under 10 seconds, the Indians will run one more play if they can get the snap off, and they got to hurry it up, or they're not going to run another play.
He is not going to run another play tonight.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the football game from Kent Memorial Stadium. The Red Tornadoes win the Coal Bucket game by the score of 41-14. The Red Tornadoes have righted their ship. The Indians have just added more questions to theirs right now. Obviously need to regroup. The Indians will go down the line and play Mifflinburg in 2 days' time. I do not know Mifflinburg that well. I'll know them more next year when they're in the division with us, but I don't know them that well now. So we want to hope that the Indians can regroup themselves in since this game and come out and maybe put that first win on the board against Mifflinburg on Friday night. Our hats off to them. They played a good game. It was a clean game. It was a typical coal bucket, scratching and clawing kind of game for most of the game. The Red Tornadoes pulled away with some big plays and really did all the things that the Red Tornadoes had hoped to do when they came into the game. They absolutely wanted to get the passing game going, which has struggled, in the beginning part of the season. If you remember, and Coach Brennan pointed it out at Supper Club last year, if you remember, Wasilewski's breakout game last year was against the Indians. And then the following week breaks his ankle. We don't see him again for the rest of the year. So he's following suit again as he did last year. Hopefully he has a better turnout for the rest of the season than he did last year, obviously.
Again, my hat's off to a great game played by Shamokin Indians. Of course, two kids that really stepped forward, one on either side. If there was an award, of course, is Dorenzo on the Shamokin side. That kid just played his heart out. A great game by Dorenzo, and we're going to see him for the next couple of years because he is only a sophomore. Some tough running by that kid. I tell you what, he got hit on line of scrimmage how many times tonight and still picked up 7 yards. And on the Tornado side, of course, Pulowski coming out and playing an excellent game as a receiver and pretty much broke the game wide open. Shamokin had to change their defense a little bit to try to cover him and had a difficult time with that.
I mean, the key to the game was Pulowski and Wasilewski. Pulowski, his coming out game as a sophomore, you'll see Pulowski, I'm sure, every game now. And Haynes, again, they keyed Haynes. They said they'll stop the running game. And you can stop a running game with 8 guys in the box. You can do that. I mean, even the great backs get stopped when you're doing that. But they gave up the long pass. As Wayne said, they could not cover one-on-one on the corners when you put that many guys in the box, and it came back to haunt them.
But again, they didn't totally stop him. He had some nice runs, some key runs, and which you really don't realize, was third down and 8 or 9, deep in the Tornado territory, and they had to pick up the first down, and he carried that ball, and there weren't big running plays, but there were still critical plays that needed to keep Mount Carmel going.
Again, we are very happy to see the Red Tornadoes perform as they did. I'm looking for Jose. The reason I'm looking down, I thought Jose may be coming to do the second half stats, but I don't see him down or our grip, so I'm assuming we will not have them. The Red Tornadoes are in midfield right now, and they are enjoying the coal bucket talk that Coach Brennan's giving. The coal bucket, of course, will return to Mount Carmel for the unprecedented 12th straight year here. Indians obviously disappointed. But again, I want to look to the Indians. They're 0-4. Yes, they played hard every down. They played hard every play. I think they're going to turn around. I think good things are going to happen for the Indians. They just got to play their hearts out and continue to play tough, and I think they'll turn this around. They've got some nice talent. There's some young kids on this team. That Dorenzo kid's a sophomore, so you got some nice kids running the ball down there. I think Haddock played his usual,
tough self,
kill you football game. So they have a lot to look forward to. Again, sometimes this losing thing gets a hold of you and you can't get rid of it. But I think they had a great fan support over there as always. And one thing about the Shamokin area fans, they follow that team and they always have. So that's a plus for those kids to look up and see that many people in purple waiting for them. So I think they're going to turn it around. I really do. The Red Tornadoes, on the other hand, even themselves up at 2-2 and go right into the fire with the Panthers of Bloomsburg. Now, I would have to think now, when you looked at this game last week, when we talked about thinking about the Panthers after the Indians, obviously you were pretty worried. Now I look at this game and I'm thinking that the Panthers are going to be saying to themselves, wow.
Yes.
Now we got to stop a potent running game and a potent passing. And I'm telling you, as you know, both of them are very hard to do. When you're clicking like that, you got Pulowski now, and you got Moroz, you got a couple of guys you're throwing the ball to, and plus you're running the ball your usual self. Now I think the Panthers are saying to themselves, we're going into the Silver Bowl. This is going to be a little bit different game than we had thought. And I have to like the Red Tornadoes' chances now going in and righting the ship. And I'll tell you the truth, there's a very good chance when you look down the schedule that the Red Tornadoes, could roll the dice here.
That's right.
So, I mean, they need to be thinking that. They are certainly now still in the running for a District 4 playoff spot. Again, a little bit down the line, you're going to take one game at a time, but obviously you play the game to get to the playoffs, so that's what you got to think about a little bit. So this is a big win for them, and they have to be very happy about themselves, and we'll see how they play. I tell you what, I'm sorry we do have Jose down there. Sorry, Jose.
No, that's okay, Warren. I didn't see the headset either. The boys had to put away in the case. I guess they wanted to protect it from getting beat up or something, but we're here.
Hey, they think in mysterious ways down there.
But they're doing a job. Warren, quickly for Shamokin, 37 rushes for 198 yards, 5 of 11 passing for 30 yards, a total offense of 228, which is about 70 or 80 less than the previous games for us this year. So we're making progress. 13 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 39 rushes, 148 yards rushing, 8 of 18 passing for 223 for a total offense of 371 yards, 16 first downs. James Haynes, 18 for 67. Julius Demetrius, 7 for 20. Marcus, 5 for 27. And Dave DeMarco, 3 for 30. Receptions, Rose, 3 for 59. We thought he'd come back to him in the second half. And Justin Pulowski finishes with 5 for 164. It's a top 10 game. And without my book with me right now, it's probably third or fourth best single game in school history in his first start on offense. They had to be pleased. They did what we talked about at halftime, and I'm sure you guys are happy up there too. And I just got a little word that Danville was beating Bloomsburg 20-17 with a few minutes to go. I would rather if that didn't happen, but whatever it is, it is.
Yeah, we were just talking about Bloomsburg, and we said, last week you were up in the booth with us, and obviously you're thinking of coming down here into this environment and trying to win a game here, and then no matter what you did here, looking at a Bloomsburg Panther team coming into the Silver Bowl for the first time since the late 60s, and a powerhouse Panther team at that. But now, and we had the two coaches right outside the door here, they're thinking, wow, this is going to be a little bit different than we thought. When you can throw the ball and run the ball like that, you definitely got to give that some thought if you're the Bloomsburg Panthers.
Oh, there's no doubt. I think coming into tonight you had to worry about Haynes and Morose, and I think that's totally changed now. I mean, you still have to worry about Haynes. There's no doubt about that, and I think he ran with authority in the second half. I think they got him a little annoyed with some of the things that were happening on the pile tonight, and he ran with authority in the second half, but Dave DeMarco came off the bench and ran strong. Pulowski gives us a second receiver when Morose is healthy. He's obviously going to be the threat that we always thought he was, and Matty Kovaleski is a 3 guy, and you have all those young kids after those guys. So there's a lot of options now with Big Red, and Marcus Washaleski with confidence could be scary.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it looks like his old self. And, again, we talked last night at Supper Club when we were there, and this was his breakout game last season, but then obviously breaking his ankle in the second half of the Bloomsburg game. That was it. So we hope it doesn't follow suit and he just continues to have breakout games. But he looked probably as comfortable as he has since his freshman year. He moved well. He took control of the game. He took control of his receivers, pointed things out, did all the things you want him to do. And the line gave him a lot of time. I mean, he had a lot of time to throw the balls he wanted to throw.
Yeah, he did. He did a great job, and I think defensively we turned it up later on in the game. And you know what? Shamokin's the best 0-4 team I've seen in a long time, Warren. They're not a bad football team. Unfortunately, their schedule doesn't get any easier. They're much like us. They have Cedar Cliff, I think, next week.
No, Mifflinburg next week.
Oh, Mifflinburg.
Yeah.
Then they go down there and whatever, and it's just not an easy schedule.
No.
So there's no sure games for Shamokin either, and I'm sure they're happy as we are to get into Heartland Conference next year.
Yeah, and they had some young kids tonight that had some great performances. They have a bright future. So I mean, they need to look at that and going down the line. I think they'll turn themselves around. They're going to be fine.
I agree. I think they're going to be fine.
All right, Jose. Thanks for the input.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate it. Our first remote from a
Yeah.
visiting field here, so I'm impressed.
Took me by as much surprise, Warren, too.
It took us too. That's why we like to do things.
That's right. Talk to you next week.
All right, thanks, Jose. All right, gang, we're going to wrap it up here from Kent Memorial, and we want to just say quickly a big thank you to the Shamokin Area School District. Once again, they could not be nicer to us, to the crew here, giving us access to what we need and making sure everything was okay for us. So, again, thank you, Shamokin Area, the school board and the administration, everybody involved. It's been a great day down here on a fantastic football field, and we will be coming here next year.
Yep.
As we leave, we're
That's right.
2 away games in a row for the Coal Bucket because of the Heartland schedule. We talked about it last week, kicking in. We'll be here again next year to play this cold bucket game again on this beautiful surface. So, okay, guys, until then, remember, Supper Club is tomorrow night, and then we play the Panthers at home, and let's everybody get out there and let the Panthers see what the Silver Bowl is like, because they probably can't remember what it was like from the late 60s when they were last year. So let's give them a good dose of the Silver Bowl. And I am Warren Altamar.
And Wayne Brokenshire.
This has been a sports presentation of WKMC TV, the broadcast arm of Mount Carmel Area High School. Good night.